Chippewa hockey is on CCHN.
Oh my goodness!
The place to watch men's Division III
Here's Connor Morgan out in front, but Porzundicki scores!
and women's Division II.
Burnett's gonna get a shot and goal, and she scores!
Every shift, every goal, every game,
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
all in one place. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey. Halloween is upon us in Mount Pleasant, and the scariest things to see this weekend, besides empty cornfields and haunted houses, is apparently a Cardinal. As their historic rivals come west to open their conference play, it's an MCHC matchup between Saginaw Valley State and Central Michigan. Happy spooky season, everybody. Welcome inside Martin Ice Arena. We're excited to have you with us. My name is Devin Serra, alongside my partner in crime, Reagan Cleves. Good to be with you again, my friends. And tonight, Central Michigan comes into this rivalry game against Saginaw Valley, winless in their last four. They got trounced by Lawrence Tech 9-2 last week. This is a big opportunity to bounce back for them.
Yeah, and this series for them against Saginaw Valley State has been very close the last couple of seasons. We'll get to that a little bit more, but I think for Central Michigan, Lawrence Tech has had your number for the last couple of years. They've been the far better team for the last 2-3 seasons. I think that's a benchmark, but going forward, this Saginaw Valley team, you've stayed close with them for the last 3 seasons. It'll be good. It'll be a good benchmark to see how CMU does tonight.
Looking at what happened last week, it was a 9-2 victory for Lawrence Tech on CMU's homecoming. The only goal scorers in that game was Sam Kamara and Jake Bishop, and he's going to be a big story we'll talk about throughout this broadcast, being one of the leading scorers for Central this year after transferring from the Division II team. Meanwhile, Lawrence Tech had 5 goals in the first period. 3 of those in the first 5 minutes. It really didn't seem like Central was ever really in it from the get-go.
Yeah, and this past series for CMU is basically a mirror image of what happened a year ago against Lawrence Tech. A close first game, relatively close, and then in the second game, Lawrence Tech comes in and blows you out. And it's a tough result for CMU, but from last year, it was at the end of the year they really couldn't regain their footing. They have that opportunity here tonight to be able to get back on the right track and recover their season.
Taking a look at the MCHC standings now, Lawrence Tech is the first place team, sitting with 7 points, still undefeated, in conference play. 3 wins, 1 tie, 7 points. Michigan rounds out in second place, tied with Oakland at 4 points. Your Central Michigan Chippewas only 1 point after that tie with Lawrence Tech. A loss and a tie in conference play. Saginaw Valley has not played a game yet, so they are sitting behind them, as well as U of M Flint and Northwood. And finally, Adrian rounds out the standings, still without a win this year. 0-9 to start the season, and 0-6 in conference play. Some of the highlight games tonight, besides this one, Arizona State at Adrian. Arizona State on a Michigan tour. They played this Saginaw Valley team behind us here tonight. 6-3 was the final. Saginaw won. Northwood travels to Lawrence Tech, and then New Mexico visits Oakland University. So some teams traveling out west, and we've seen New Mexico and Arizona State be competitive in MCHC or in ACHA Division III.
Yeah, New Mexico was one of the better teams 2 seasons ago in the ACHA. They got to the national tournament, couldn't get out of pool play though. But this is a tough test for them. Oakland, a very good team to start this season, and they're going to have a tough test against New Mexico tonight.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the 2 teams playing here tonight, as well as give you some of our series history. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the pregame show for CMU in Saginaw Valley on CCHN. Ice Arena, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, site of the pregame show right here on CCHN. Devin, Sarah, Reagan, Cleves ahead of CMU and Saginaw Valley. Taking a look at the closer two teams today. Reagan Central 3-4-0-1 to open the first 8 games, 10 points, 0-1-1 in division play. They have not won in their last 4, only 5 goals over that span. Jake Bishop has goals in 2 straight games, but they're going to need some offense to start ramping things up.
And this Saginaw Valley team is a very high-scoring offense, Devin, and it really starts with Logan O'Flanagan, one of their top scorers, the top scorer in the MCHC conference, to be exact. 16 goals, 8 assists. He has been really, really good for the Saginaw Valley team, and you saw it last year in this series. But for CMU, this is a team they can beat. They've stayed close with them the last couple of seasons. It's a really fun matchup when these two teams get together. A big rivalry game, but they're going to need to have their top guys step up.
Yeah, the big story on their side of the ice today is Spencer Messina, the captain for Division II over the past 3 seasons. Transfer to Division III. He has not played on the ice in this team until now. Tonight he makes his first start on the blue line for CMU. His line mate will be Christopher Martin. What do you expect to see out of the former Division II captain?
I really expect to see some leadership out of Spencer Messina. This team, this defensive core specifically, has a really good leadership core already. It'll be really good to see how he brings that experience from Division II down here to D3. In his first game, he's going to come out and play his heart out tonight. Looking
on the other side of things, Saginaw Valley, 6 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie heading into tonight. They opened their division play tonight in the MCHC East, this being their first one. They split the series last week against Miami, Ohio. Kind of a shocker considering Saginaw was the number 5 team in the nation to finish last year. Miami was on the outside of things. Another big point for them is the return of former CMU head coach Tyler Cataline, who was between the benches for 4.5 seasons. He wasn't a goalie. Behind the bench, 4.5 seasons over 2 stints, the winningest coach in CMU history as an assistant coach for Saginaw.
Yeah, it was kind of a bitter ending for CMU and Tyler Cataline. He's going to want this team to come out, and Saginaw to come out and win one for him tonight. And for CMU, it's a prove-it game. You parted ways with your head coach partway through last season. He comes to a different team. It's time to prove how far you've come.
I like that point a lot. Proving stuff. This Saginaw team still has things to prove in their season. Where do they go from here with 6 wins and 3 losses? Take a look at the series history. Central leads the series just marginally. 10 wins, 10-9-0-2. They lead this series all time. Last season, Saginaw swept the Chippewas 6-5 with a last-second goal here on Martin Ice Arena, and then 4-3, 3-goal comeback at Saginaw Bay Ice Arena. Bad memories for you and I, Reagan, and this team. But SVSU is 3-1-0-1 in the last 5 games of this series. And the last time CMU won in regulation, all the way back on October 7th of 2019.
Yeah, it's certainly been a long time since Central Michigan's tasted a victory against these Cardinals. And for CMU, this is a rivalry that has been a part of your history for a long time. All 11 seasons, CMU has been able to take on Saginaw Valley State, and it's about as even as you can get. It's a close rivalry, and the games are always fun.
All right, we're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up with Reagan's impact players to watch, as well as the keys of the game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the pregame show right here on CCHN. Right here on CCHN, CMU, and Saginaw Valley. Reagan, your impact players today on the Central Michigan side, starting with Jake Bishop. 3 goals this season for 8 games played. He had the game-winning goal against Notre Dame and the game-tying goal in game number 1 for Lawrence Tech. They'd eventually go on to tie and finish with that in overtime. What do you expect out of him tonight?
Yeah, the winger out of Jackson, Michigan, Jake Bishop, the transfer from D2, he has been very good for CMU, especially in those clutch moments. And that's something in the last couple of years CMU has needed, a player who can step up in the limelight and make the good plays. He had the game winner, as you mentioned, against Notre Dame, lifting them over in that 2-1 victory, and then just 2 weekends ago in the series opener against Lawrence Tech, he was able to tie the game and send it to overtime.
Your other player to watch tonight is Christopher Martin, the captain for your Chippewas. 3 assists on the year in 6 games. Some of the points you had here, the defense needs to step up big tonight. The power play basically runs through him. He blocks a lot of shots. How does Christopher Martin impact this game?
Yeah, I think the way Martin impacts this game is the leadership component. Last year, Central Michigan they kind of crumpled at Saginaw Valley State. They had a 3-0 lead entering the third period. They just kind of folded in on themselves. The leadership wasn't there for CMU, and that's what they're going to need tonight. These games are never easy against Saginaw Valley State, and that leadership's going to come in handy.
On the other side of the ice, Saginaw Valley looks to their top goal scorer in Logan O'Flanagan. 10 games this year, 16 goals, 8 assists. Absolutely staggering. The reigning MCHC Player of the Year is looking as an impact player.
You're just taking all my points, aren't you, buddy?
Just a little bit.
And yeah, Logan O'Flanagan, he had the game-tying goal a year ago against Central Michigan in that 4-3 comeback victory for Saginaw Valley State. He really moves the puck well. He's got a wicked wrist shot, and he really does a great job to generate those chances. He's all over the ice for Saginaw.
While he's their best forward, one of their best defensemen is Kyle Kubiak, number 20. 10 games this year, 2 goals, 10 assists. What do you expect out of him? Yeah,
he not only averages a point a game, he's a very good playmaker for this Saginaw Valley team. He had 2 assists in that game against Arizona State last night, and then last season in this series against Central Michigan, he had 5 assists in just those 2 games. So he really drives this offense from the blue line for Saginaw Valley.
Taking a look now at our keys to the game presented by CMHIceHockey.com, your one-stop shop for all things CMU Division III. Your first key for the game tonight was using speed and playing smart. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so CMU, they need to play smart. This Saginaw Valley team is a very good forecheck that we've seen the last couple of seasons from them. And to counter that forecheck, you need to play smart. You need to have your head up. Be aware that Saginaw is going to move that puck very quickly up and down the ice. Second, stay in control. Don't let SVSU bully you. They are a very, very physical team, and both these teams have a history of late in games getting heated, getting frustrated, and we see that in the fact that they are first and third, respectively, in the ACHA Division III in terms of penalty minutes. So discipline really isn't a thing between these two teams, but they need to keep CMU needs to keep that in check tonight.
Meanwhile, your last thing tonight, the top guys. It's been something we haven't seen, the goal scoring. And it's so simple. It's what takes everything into consideration. 5 goals in their past 4 games. How do they get more production?
The top guys need to step up. Andrew Porzonic and Nathan Bottles only have a handful of points this season. And they're now reunited on that top line, which is something we like to see. We thought we were going to see a little bit of in the MSU series until Andrew Porzonic was out of that Lawrence Tech series, so it's good to see them reunited. We'll see how they do tonight.
All right, those are your keys to the game presented by CMHIceHockey.com. Looking at the scratches for both teams tonight. Central Michigan will be without number 11, Kyle Robertson, number 15, Kyle Bowerson, Andrew Miller, Austin Ritter, Nick Wilson, Lauren Jones, Chris Armentrout, Luke Vasilovich, and Ryan Grolo round out the scratches. The one we have to report on the Saginaw side is number 10, Hunter Windy. Well, that'll just about do it for our pregame show. Reagan, getting ready for this big-time rivalry game. A lot at stake. The first game for assistant captain Spencer Messina and Tyler Cataline for Saginaw Valley returns to Martin Ice Arena. We'll be with you on the other side of things for Puck Drop here from Martin Ice Arena, game number 1 between CMU and Saginaw Valley, right here on CCHN.
about set for puck drop here from Martin. Let's take a look at your starting netminders for the Cardinals. They looked at Brandon Cobb in 5 games, a 2-2-0-1 record, 197 goals against average, and a 940 save percentage. For CMU, they go to the man they've gone to for most of the year, Sam Zavelson. 7 games played, a 2-3-0-1 record, a 311 goals against average, and a 906 save percent.
Thank you, Reagan. Starting lineups presented by SeamanchIceHockey.com for the Saginaw Valley State Cardinals. They send out their top units. It's Logan O'Flanagan, along with Tyler Russell and Ethan Smith. The defensive pairings are Bruce McLean and their captain, Kyle Kubiak. For your Central Michigan Chippewas, they send out their third line tonight with Isaac Gibbs down the middle, Brendan Schultz at the right wing, and Connor Morgan on the left side. The defensive pairings will captain Christopher Martin and assistant captain Spencer Messina, making his first start as a Division III Chippewa tonight. We're just about set for puck drop from Martin Ice Arena, as this historic rivalry, MCHC opponents, continue on tonight. Puck is dropped and we are underway from left to right. Central Michigan in their white and maroon uniforms with the maroon helmets. Saginaw Valley in the blue and red uniforms, the blue jerseys and the red helmets. They start out of their own end. Kyle Kubiak tries to lift this one for center. It's rolled back in by Isaac Gibbs, or it's picked up by McLean and ripped around the boards, up and out. The Cardinals trying to get on a rush the other way for their top scorer, Logan O'Flanagan, last year's MCHC Player of the Year. Rifles one in and will go off for a premature change. Look for one. He stays out there now. Saginaw trying to go work on the forecheck in this first minute. It's intercepted. Great play by Connor Morgan up the right wing. Sends it across for Andrew Porzande. Missed the last 2 games against Lawrence Tech. Now this one's worked back over to the middle of the ice. Dumped back in by Camara. And Central Michigan will get wholesale changes.
It's a fast start for both teams here, Devin. Saginaw Valley State, quick passes in their own end, able to get the forecheck, or able to get the rush the other way.
Camara can't hold the line. O'Flanagan the other way. First shot of the game. Saved by Zavelson with the paddle. Squirts by to the near side. Here with speed up the right wing is Nathan Bottles. He might have a breakout to the middle of the ice. Sends one wide. It has to be paddled away the first time. And picked up by Cobb. Now at the point. There's a shot from Kiel. Well wide. Picked up by Isaac Cobb, making his 4th start tonight. Nathan Bottles behind the net. Looks for a centering feed. Works it up top for Kiel. Thought about the shot first time. Didn't make it. And there's going to be a penalty coming up on Kiel as he hooked up a Saginaw Valley player streaking in. That was Garrett Lesser.
Yeah, Braden Keel tried to swat at the puck at the blue line, got caught up with Lesser, and Lesser would have been in on a breakaway. Smart penalty to take there for Braden Keel. Minute and 30 into the game.
Yeah, saved that one from a potential breakout for Leasier, who was working in quickly up the right wing. It's going to be Saginaw Valley going to their first power play of the night. Central Michigan 3rd in the nation in penalty minutes this year, 184. Saginaw is number 1 in the nation, 207. Both these teams have had trouble being disciplined this year. Face-off worked by the Chips, but not over the way. There's a rip from the left circle, well over the shoulder of Zavelson and out.
And you know, Devin, this is a really dangerous Saginaw Valley State power play. 34% conversion thus far through 10 games, 11 power play goals in that span. Leading the way, Cameron Barles and Logan O'Flanagan are their top 2 scorers. Even strength are their top 2 scorers on the man advantage.
Face-off nearly worked over by Russell. First one to win that battle was Messina. Saginaw regains possession, however. Here's Ryler Russell. Works it up to Logan O'Flanagan. Russell will go tic-tac-toe. Looked for Kubiak at the point, but there was a miscommunication, so they have to go back and retreat. Central will make changes. On comes Brendan Schultz. Off goes Jay Nadeau. Quickly the other way. Up the right wing. Back comes in Russell, the top unit for Saginaw Valley, top power play units. Here's Garrett Sawyer at the point. This one was worked over and turned over, taken over by Jake Bishop. Now he'll leave it there and it'll be sent the length of the ice by Spencer Messina. First minute nearly gone in this first power play of the night for Saginaw Valley.
Good penalty kill here for CMU. They've been able to shoot the puck very well, not allow Saginaw Valley State to get a ton of opportunities.
O'Flanagan sidesteps a check from Connor Morgan. This one bounces off the end boards and into the glove of Zavelson. So you're already seeing in this one Central trying to enforce Saginaw to work hard and to create a cycle. They've been able to get in the zone, but not able to control it.
Yeah, and part of that is CMU's done a very good job at their own defensive blue line. They've been able to stop that rush for the most part. But also, I want you to take a look at Logan O'Flanagan throughout the rest of this game. Not only is he their top goal scorer, he also brings the physicality for this Cardinal team.
Tyler Sampson won the draw, but Not before it was sent into his own end. Second power play unit out for Saginaw Valley. They'll try and skirt this up the right wing. Taken over by Connor Tranquina. Tranquina works into the zone deep. Defended well by Will Rapoon. Back up to the point. Bruce McLean gets it back. Now he'll drop it off once again. A shot on net, saved by Zavelson.
Good
Out
quick
of
reaction
control.
save there by Zavelson, kicking out that left pad.
20 seconds left in the power play. Rebound skirts free to the near corner. And this one is off the end boards, not out. Now it is. McLean couldn't hold the line. Central needed that one badly. 7 seconds left. They'll try one more zone entry. They will quickly. Comes Tyler Sampson with another shot. Zavelson turned it aside. Some nice goaltending. The penalty is over. Out of the box comes Kiel, straight to the bench. On comes Isaac Hopp. And now Brandon Clements will try to get it out of the zone. Pressured by Nathan Bottles. They worked it over. Not before McLean can get it back. Now Bottles takes it. Gives it to Hopp. Works into the zone. Skirts into it. And that time, coming out of net to play the puck was Brendan Cobb.
Good active stick there by Cobb to realize that Hopp didn't have control of the puck and poke that away.
Hopp centering feed. Porzonic. Glove save. Cobb robbing the leading scorer for CMU from last year. And his return after missing the Lawrence Tech series.
I'll tell you what, Devin, both goaltenders have been on top of their game here early in this one. Sam Zavelson making a couple of key saves with those pads early on with Saginaw Valley on the power play, and then what a glove save there by Brandon Cobb to deny Porzonic.
This is a freshman netminder that's played 5 games this year for Saginaw Valley. 2 wins, 2 losses, a tie to his name. Playing terrific. A 1.97 goals against average. Here's Josh Gilgren into the zone. Another save by Cobb. Kept into the point by Martin. He'll send another one. And that one might have fluttered, blocked in front.
Man, that initial shot might have handcuffed Cobb there.
Near breakaway attempt as Tyler Russell got a lead pass from Flanagan, deflected away. That was a saving play made by their captain, Christopher Martin, Reagan. Josh Gilgren can't handle it the first time. Now he will. Up the right wing board. So Flanagan surveys his options. He'll just gain the red line. Savvy play. Gets it up to Russell. Drop pass. 4 Chippewas work him over. Up the other way comes Spencer Messina. Messina gets worked over. Tyler Russell tries to get it back again.
This game is getting really physical. Both teams making those chippy plays.
Messina winds up, blocked in front there. Gets it back, rebound. Cobb had to be savvy as that puck was skirting in on net on him. My goodness, the pace of this game starting to ramp up. You can see both sides trying to work over deep to the zone.
I don't think it was ever down anywhere near baseline, Devin. This game has been going really quickly here.
That pass across intended for Beagle. Now up top on a shot by McClellan is blocked. Gets it back now to the end boards. Back in to chase it is Beagle, pursued by Spencer Messina. And the Chippewas get it out. McClellan tried to rim it around the boards. First Chippewa there to it was Bishop. Tie up at the corner. Now it comes free behind net again. Siraki off the escape blade. Kept it at the point by McLean. Works it down low for Swanson. Sticked away. Swanson whiffed on a dump in, rimmed around the boards, up to the half corner wall.
Saginaw has done a really good job, Devin, of keeping the Chippewas hemmed in their own zone. Just the speed
Swanson.
to get to the pucks.
Sorry, Reagan. Swanson was trying to wrap around there. Zavelson was hung to the right post and had to get across quickly there. Good stop by the netminder.
And CMU finally able to get out of their own zone, Devin, as this puck goes up and out of play into the rafters. But the speed with which Saginaw Valley is getting to these pucks is ridiculous. They're beating CMU to everything in their own defensive end, and CMU just can't get out.
Yeah, and you can tell they tried it a couple times there, but good plays by Bruce McLean, one of the noble defensemen tonight, who's replacing the scratch Hunter Windy.
Yeah, and not only that, Devin, but CMU, when they've tried to get up the wall, Saginaw Valley has been quick to that. They've been sealing off the boards, and no matter whether they try to go up the middle or out off the boards, Saginaw just keeps CMU hemmed in.
This one's going to come back for an icing, touched up by Wilbur Poon. 13:29 to go. First period, still scoreless here. Devin Sarah, Reagan Cleach, ringside for game number 1 of 2 between CMU and Saginaw Valley, the first MCHC East opponent that Saginaw has faced this year. And coming into tonight, Reagan, they're coming off a win last night against Arizona State, 6-3, which they got back on track after they split a series with Miami, Ohio.
And that series against Saginaw, Miami rather was a bit of a weird loss for SVSU. They came back though and stood tall the next night, defeating Miami.
Cardinals were ranked 5th in the nation heading into nationals last season. They were bounced in the final game of pool play, losing to Lawrence Tech, who would eventually bow out to Hope College.
And Lawrence Tech, the team that not only knocked them out of the national tournament, they also knocked them out of the MCHC tournament in the quarterfinal.
Now here's Isaac Gibbs. Great pass up the lane for Brendan Schultz. Schultz tried to center one for Brandon Clements. One-timer! Taken and saved by Cobb as Connor Morgan was right place, right time. A better stop by the freshman netminder.
Yeah, Connor Morgan, the sophomore out of Orchard Lake St. Mary High School. He read that play very well. Saw the pass coming across. It missed its intended target in Brandon Clements, but it hopped off the wall. He was right there in the right wing circle to be able to tee it up and fire the one-timer, and Cobb making a good save.
Puck is worked over by Nathan Bottles. Gets it to Christopher Martin. He'll wind up for a shot. It's still loose in the crease, and now Cobb falls on it. Coming in to defend his netminder was Trey Morgan hopping over this pattern.
Yeah, a lot of bodies out in front of Brandon Cobb there. He's able to find it and control that rebound, though it looked a bit of a hairy situation for him there for a second, but he's able to find that puck, hop on it. 12:39 to go in the opening period.
Face off one by the Cardinals, up and out, chipped by Tyler Russell. That was speed, up the right wing, comes Smith, Ethan Smith, got worked over there. Good play by Spencer Messina. I'll tell you what, that captain, or assistant captain, has impressed so far in this one. His first start tonight. Nathan Bottles, got the puck poke check. With speed, Smith takes it back. Him and Russell play together. Russell winds up for a shot, that one got blocked to the far corner. Tied up. Cleared out now by Smith. Tries to backhand this one under some legs. Andrew Porzanic looks for room to work. McClellan looks him over. Isaac Hopp comes in to provide hot pursuit. McClellan won the draw up with both those players. Now McClellan dumps this one deep to the corner. Saginaw Valley gets some changes. CMU's Owen Campbell comes off to Porzanic. Hopp. Cross-ice feed. Up the wing for Owen Campbell. He's got Josh Gogan behind him on the trailer. That time he could not work over two defensemen. This one is fluttered across the near corner now. The captain tries to work over. Kyle Kubiak. It's kept in at the point there. Good play by Connor Beamish. Now St. Clair has to work in. One-time wind-up by Gilgren. Off the end boards. Funky bounce is seen by Cobb.
It looked like that shot really wasn't fully expected by Cobb.
Worked out another one from the point by Keel. This time, rebound couldn't be controlled by Beamish. Now Saginaw Valley gets their own rush the other way. Up the right wing. Quickly is Seth Beagle. Beagle will drop this one off. It was a good centering feed, but it was too much smoke there for Spencer Pickett. Owen Campbell back over center. Comes into the attacking zone. Drop pass for Beamish, who's worked over. Dumped back in by Keeld. CMU looking to get some changes. Owen Campbell will come off. On comes Nathan Bottles. Bottles, good poke check at the line there on Beagle.
And I'll tell you what, Devin, this breakneck pace to this opening period hasn't slowed down one bit. Both teams back and forth in a seesaw of the game thus far.
Keeld tries to chase McClellan. He scutters this over to Sawyer, Aaron Sawyer. Stretch pass the length of the ice too far for his intended man, Garrett Leeser, and it's an icing. 10:35 to go, first period.
Fans, don't forget that the CMU Club Hockey Network YouTube channel is your one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcasts for CMU Men's D3 and Women's D2 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as never to miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. Just go to YouTube and search CMU Club Hockey Network to find the channel. CCHN, your home for Chippewa.
Here comes CMU's fourth line tonight, made up of Jay Major at center, Andy Siraki, and Jake Bishop. A lot of line changes
Penalty
tonight.
coming up.
And a penalty is coming up, Reagan.
Yeah. To get cross-check on Saginaw Valley State. Looks like it's going to be Jacob Martin to go off, so CMU is going to go on to the power play, Devin.
Yeah, and you just talked about a period that was already, what you used the term breakneck pace. It's going to ramp up even more now. CMU this year, 6 for 34 on the power play, 17.65%. 5 goals in 4 games. This is a good chance right now to stifle some of that early.
Yeah, 2 of their goals against Lawrence Tech, 2 of their 4 goals, half their output 2 weekends ago came on the man advantage, both in that, or 1 in each game.
Connor Beamish wins the draw. Isaac Gibbs drops it for Nathan Bottles. Looks to send it back to Beamish, tied up with his man Tyler Russell. Christopher Martin controls it at the point. Works it down low for Porzanic, looking for space. Porzanic backhands it over to Beamish at the corner. Beamish for Martin. Surveys back to Beamish. They tag. Shot attempt blocked off the skate blade. McClellan edging for Zondik now. It's worked over. Keeps it inside the zone for now. Borzonic to Bottles. Up top for Bemis. Takes a shot. Second try. Saved by Cobb with the left pad.
Also, one thing the Saginaw Valley State team has done very well, not only on the penalty kill, is bench blocking shots, getting in those lanes. CMU has created a myriad of opportunities for themselves, but Saginaw Valley State is on top of that shot blocking tonight.
Second power play unit gets their first look. Here's Isaac Gibbs. Weakness with speed. Inside to the net. Is it in? They say it's out. My goodness, right on the goal line. And Cobb is somehow able to sweep this one away. Dangerous chance for CMU's leading scorer.
Kudos to both McClellan and Kubiak back there for Saginaw Valley State, able to pull that puck off the line, keeping this game scoreless.
Josh Gilgren winds up on the point. That one's seen by Cobb. Oh boy, has this freshman netminder shown us something here tonight. That was surefire. Gibbs, maybe if he stops on a dime there, does he have a second chance at that puck?
I mean, he does have a second chance, but at the speed at which this game's going, it's hard to be able to stop on a dime like that. And CMU has been generating a lot of not chances, but Saginaw Valley State equally up to task defensively here.
Zavelson will touch this up to his sophomore defenseman, Sam Camara. Of Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Camara will survey his options through center ice. Has help with Gilgren up the middle. Top unit is back out there. He dumps this one in the corner. It's easily seen by Saginaw, and they will gladly dump it the length of the ice. 13 seconds to go in CMU's first power play of the night.
Both teams have had good opportunities on their respective power plays, but CMU getting what I think, Devin, has been the most credible chance that one that laid on the goal line just moments ago.
Campbell will wheel this one. Penalty is over. Out of the box comes Jacob Martin for his cross-check. Both teams are 0-1 in the power play tonight. 8:18 to go. First period. CMU and Saginaw Valley State, two MCHC East rivals. And this one's called for an icing. So another face-off draw in Saginaw zone. The last 3 minutes, it looks like CMU, yes, they had the power play, but before that was controlling the puck.
Well, and certainly that power play helps your momentum. You're able to force Saginaw Valley to have a couple of draws in their own end. You're able to get some momentum. And keep in mind, that power play came off of a face-off, a penalty off of a face-off in Saginaw Valley's end. So it's been very much CMU the last couple of minutes.
Sanchez's fourth line is back out there. Julian Johnson won the draw. Pressure from Tyler Russell forced it out. And Will Harpoon has to button hook for this, up around his own end boards. This time he leaves it for Brandon Clements, who gets in a skirmish. Tied up there. Now backhanded by Smith to the front of the net. Good defensive play by Jake Bishop to negate that scoring chance at point-blank range. Now Bishop has to try a fourth possession here for Russell, who lays out Julian Johnson at the near side glass.
One thing Saginaw's been doing really well is laying the body on. CMU has been trying to come in, especially at neutral ice, and get some and lay the body, but Saginaw's mainly getting a lot of reverse checks in there.
The hustle by Siraki allows a play to develop, not before CMU turns it over. Saginaw will work it out of the zone with some nifty passing. Here's Seth Beagle up the right wing. Shot on net off the right iron. Beagle had the netminder Zavelson beat, and the iron saved him. And he's thinking that post now. Here's Julian Johnson with a shot. Cobb saved it the first time, and the second time is worked over. Up the left wing, Kyle Kupiak with speed. Wholesale changes by Saginaw Valley, and Zavelson flashes the leather.
Zavelson there, I'll tell you what, Devin, was screened a little bit by Sam Camara on the defensive line there. Kyle Kubiak saw that he had defender between him and the goalie, and he was able to use Camara as a sort of a screen. Zavelson didn't see it until the last moment there. He's able to get some leather on it, though.
The two Saginaw forwards do a little spin game in front of their own bench. That was odd. It's Bruce McClellan who comes out for them, replaced by Trey Morgan. Sorry, replace that man, Morgan. Nathan Bottles out of his own corner. We'll look up for Isaac Hopp. Softly back in this one that was seen by Sampson. The speed by Saginaw Valley. Sampson, and a blocker save by Zavelson. Central again looks to pressure him out. Kyle Kubiak, funky bounce to the front of the net. Net time for the right wing. Backhand, save again. It's loose in front, and they score. Seth Beagle picks up the loose change and finishes the play. Saginaw Valley State is off and running.
Yeah, Zavelson able to make that save from the right wing circle, but it kicked off his right pad out in front. Nobody home for CMU to intercept that puck, and right on the back door. Cardinals are there to jam it home. Seth Beagles, his 4th of the year.
Seth Beagle, we talked about it, 4th of the year. Freshman forward, able to muster some of that on a funky bounce. No, that one took a weird bounce off the, I don't know if it went off the skate blade to the corner, but they had a shot from the right point, the right wing. A lot of chaos in front. And first blood goes to the Cardinals in red. Tyler Martin winds up for a shot, and that one is seen by Zavelson. Check that, Jacob Martin.
And for that matter, like, Zavelson has had a very good start to this game, Devin. He's been quick, he's been seeing the puck really well, but in that instance, he didn't have any help in front of him. CMU left Beagle right alone on the back door, and nothing Zavelson could do about it.
Yeah, and rebound control has been something CMU struggled with early in the year. You know, they have had a lot of goals that have come off chaos plays like that. Now this one sent to the front of the net once again. Jacob Martin sidesteps Messina, this time found by Christopher Martin. He'll try and use the boards to his advantage. Up, but not out. It's kept in at the point by Garrett Leeser. Now Connor Morgan with
Once
pressure
again,
coming by Bruce McLean.
Once again there, Devin, Garrett Lesser standing on the back door. He's open in the circle looking for that pass. Nobody hit him, but he's there, and nobody's covering that man on the back door for CMU.
Good play by Isaac Gibb, looking for space in front. Winds up a shot, and it went off the end boards on the right side. Connor Morgan now pursues Bruce McLean. McLean will look to push it out. Sawyer, poke check by Gibbs. Connor Morgan continues pressure against Martin. Messina can't hold the line, and Martin has to go back to retreat. 5:17 to go, first period. Saginaw Valley up 1-0 after Seth Beagle's 4th of the year on a rebound chance.
Assist on that go to Pickett and Trey Morgan on that SVSU goal.
Oh, good block in front by Messina. That was a nifty one-timer. Martin gets it back. Sharp angle shot through the 5-hole. Zavelson can't see it, and it's Isaac Gibbs who gloves this one down in front of the net, Reagan, to settle play down. Did we hear a whistle?
No whistle was heard, but Isaac Gibbs almost getting away with putting his hand on the puck.
Yeah, that's a penalty,
if he
right?
Does
yeah.
it's not just a penalty, it's a penalty shot. And that's what Saginaw Valley's pleading their case here. Honestly, I thought I saw Gibbs put his hand on the puck, but
the key to that, you are an official in men's league. We have to know. I had to put that in there. Does the motion of the puck have anything to do with it? If it keeps going, does that force them to call that?
I mean, if Isaac Gibbs there puts his hand on the puck in any manner, he's covering it in the crease, it's an automatic penalty shot.
Fair enough. Play resumes. Saginaw Valley won the draw anyway. Kyle Kubiak works it down low for O'Flanagan. O'Flanagan looking for room to work. Shot in the net. Blocker away. It's under Zavelson. Did he see it? He did. What a wonky bounce off the end board glass and right under the 5-hole of Zavelson.
That took an wonky,
He had to have felt
wonky bounce off the end boards instead of going back around the net like Zavelson thought it did. It squirted out short side, and it hit off his right leg and somehow stayed out of the net, Devin. I don't know how he kept it out.
I don't either. I don't know how he felt it or somehow sprung out for that save. Saginaw wins the draw again. Kyle Kubiak, one-timer. Another bounce off the end boards. Found first by Campbell. Look out, tripped over his own skates. It's helped out by Spencer Messina, who now gives him an aid to get it out. Owen Campbell gains the red line. Connor Beamish to chase in after it. Cobb settles this one down, leaves it for Trankina. Trankina up the wall, dumped by Messina. Looking for changes, they can't do it because Saginaw changed. Now they did. Owen Campbell replaced by Jake Bishop. Gilgren pushes over Beagle. Off the bench, fresh was Pickett. Not fresh enough to handle that one, however. Siraki now leaves it there for Bishop. Winds up, saved by Cobb. Push to the corner. They tie up with it. One-time attempt, that time by Martin. And another blocker saved by Cobb. Hard check laid by Siraki. Central's given the pressure right now. They're looking to answer. 3:35 to go, first period. To the front of the net. Blocked it away, backhanded into the netting. As that one was Messina trying to make it a second play.
And the draw will stay in. CMU, Devin, after it looked like they were hemmed in their own zone a little bit for the last 5 minutes or so, they're finally a little bit of life showing in them here.
Do you see their breakout game starting to come into its own? You know, we haven't seen Central play with a lot of puck possession the last 4 games.
Yeah, CMU is something they've struggled with, especially they were manhandled by Lawrence Tech in that series, couldn't control anything, even in that game where they ended up tying 2-2. But CMU finally still getting a little bit of zone time and putting some pressure on Saginaw Valley. It's a fairly even match between these two teams thus far.
Morgan pushes ahead from McLean. It's intercepted and pushed by Brendan Schultz. McLean with pressure coming from Connor Morgan. It's finally helped out by Tyler Sampson. Sampson behind the net, ties up there. Isaac Gibbs tries to work it. He's pushed out. And Saginaw to the front of the net, and that time had to be sharp with it. Was Kopp, who sprawled out from the pursuing Isaac Gibbs. I mean, relentless pressure right there. Make some instance to that. I mean, that looked like a play that was going to be nothing, and Isaac Gibbs turned it into something.
Yeah, it rolls on Cobb there. It was a quick shot that kind of came out of nowhere, Devin, from that left side. And credit Cobb, able to make the quick reaction save there. But with Isaac Gibbs right on him, another quick save.
Yeah, Braden Keel got that one. Good face-off win by Bottles. Now it's a race for it. Camara over Sawyer. Dropped the trailer. Ready for it with Saginaw. One-timer across. Saved by Zavelson. Jacob Martin was ready, and we're going to get a whistle. It looks like the net is off its moorings. Or is it?
What? We got a penalty coming up here on Saginaw Valley State, it looked like.
You're correct, Reagan. It's going to be
Cross-check.
Martin. Is it? No, it's Garrett Lesser going to the box. Let's see the call here. Do the officials make it? I didn't see the play. Cross-checking, yes. CMU, this is massive. 2:33 to go, first period. And they're going to have a power play for the remainder nearly of all that time. So cross-check on Garrett Lesser. Sends the Chippewas to the man advantage. Isaac Gibbs at the red line. Dumped by Tranquino. Settled down by Zavelson. Left for Christopher Martin, Central's captain.
You know, Devin, we saw some life in that CMU power play early on. They couldn't get anything into the goal, but they did a really good job of cycling that puck. That was really the turning point in that first half of the first period.
Snuffed out by O'Flanagan. Martin leaves the cycle for Gibbs. Over the line, they stay on side. Trying to force a pass up to Porzanic off the skate plane of Kubiak. O'Flanagan first there, and he'll dump it out of the zone.
You know, I like the idea there from Martin trying to find Porzanic in front, but it was a good read by the Saginaw Valley defenseman to cut that off.
Kyle Kubiak was the man to do it. Christopher Martin up ahead to Isaac Gibbs. Sidesteps a check, but not before Kubiak's there to read it. 1 minute gone at CMU's power play, and they have yet to register a shot. Wholesale change is coming. Second power play unit gets another look. Up ahead for Gilgren. Miscommunication, however, as Martin was looking to feed it, and Gilgren wasn't ready for it. Connor Morgan now has to button hook. Bruce McLean is going to give him all he can handle to push the play ahead. Isaac Gibbs now forwards into Jay Nadeau over the line. 1-on-3. Has to dump and chase it. They crash hard to the far corner boards. Isaac Gibbs holds the line, rims it around them. Sam Camara tries to keep him at the point. Gilgren helps him out. He'll settle on top. Easily settles it down for McLean. And Sam Camara cannot hold the line. Has to go back to retrieve. 20 seconds left in the power play. 51 left in the period. He's worked over by Smith. Smith leaves the trailer. A shot saved by Zavelson.
That chance generated because Sam Camara, instead of dishing it off to Isaac Gibbs, who's back in his own defensive end, decided to button hook along the wall, kind of cut off all his opportunities, and that leads to that Saginaw Valley run.
Central's second power play of the night is going to end without only one shot on net. 0 for 2 on the night they go. 23 seconds left in the period. Here's Jake Bishop, looking for room to work. O'Flanagan makes life hard for him. Brennan Clements gives him help at the point. Tried to center it for Connor Morgan. He couldn't find him. Kyle Kubiak dumps it back to Zavelson. He's going to put the arm up and get an icing with 9.2 left on the clock.
Still some time here for Central Michigan if they can win this offensive zone, maybe get something set up quickly, but it's been a back and forth first period, seeing with a chance to tie it.
Stay tuned with us. Intermission report will be by our producer tonight, Derek Steele. Should have mentioned that earlier, but you know. 9.2 left in the period. Big face-off coming up. It's Nathan Bottles against Logan O'Flanagan. Flanagan wins that battle over the head of the short 5'4" Will Rapoon. Back to Zavelson. Look out! Puck still loose. Do they find it in time before clock runs out?
That's dangerous.
That was Jacob Martin-Reagan in hot pursuit.
And Zavelson thought about coming out and playing that puck. It was a little bit of a miscommunication between him and Clements, who was coming back defensively. And lucky for the Chippewas, nothing able to come of that for SVSU.
The lone goal of the first period went to Ethan Smith for Saginaw Valley, getting his Seth Beagle getting his 4th goal of the year, and puts his team up 1-0 after a high action-packed first period. Stay with us. Derek Steele will have the intermission report on the other side to take a closer look at this one and give you some out-of-town scoreboards. You're watching Central Michigan and Saginaw Valley on CCHN.
first intermission report right here on CCHN. The visiting Saginaw Valley Cardinals are up 1-0 against your Central Michigan Chippewas. The only goal so far in the game today is Beagle from Pickett and Morgan at the 16:30 mark, of the first period. That made it a 1-0 Saginaw Valley lead. Penalty so far is Keel with a trip, Martin with the cross check, and Lester with the cross check. If you're Central Michigan, you're out shooting Saginaw Valley right now 14-13 through one period. Keep the pressure up on the offensive side. Goaltender Sam Zavelson has played lights out for the Maroon and Gold. One bright spot for Central Michigan going through this one for the next 40 minutes. Taking a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, some Chippewa hockey. Both the men's 2 and women's 2 teams are inactive this weekend. The men's 2 coming off a 3-game skid against Lake Superior State and Sioux College last weekend. They will be back in action next weekend against Davenport University next Friday and Saturday in a home-and-home series. John Gervasi will have those on Black Dog Hockey. For the women's 2 series, they will be home against Notre Dame next Saturday and Sunday. Both of those games will be right here on CCHN. Looking around the MCHC today, it's Arizona State and Adrian Hope at Notre Dame, Kelvin at Michigan State, Davenport at Grand Valley, Northwood at Lawrence Tech, and New Mexico at Oakland. We will have score checks for those games as soon as they are made available. Other D3 games to look around is Missouri at Purdue and Creighton at Kansas. Both of those games are underway soon. Chippewa scoreboard, field hockey 4-1 Longwood at our last score check, and volleyball is down 2-1 against Bowling Green. That's been it for your first intermission report. Devin Sarah and Reagan Cleaves will have the second period right after this on CCHN.
Martin Ice Arena, second period about to get underway here in Mount Pleasant. Devin Sarah, Reagan Cleve, ringside for CMU and Saginaw Valley State as Saginaw gets out to the 1-0 lead. After the only goal tonight from Seth Beacon for his fourth of the season. Reagan Central outshot Saginaw 14-13 in that period, and they played better in the later half of that.
Yeah, they certainly did play a little bit better in that last half. That power play for them, about halfway through that period, kind of swung things around in favor for CMU. They were able to generate a couple of more chances, but toward the end of that period, SVSU kind of put on the pressure.
Yeah, well, they had all the bounces going their way, Reagan. This last goal was a funky one. A shot in from the point, bounces off the end boards, and comes out front for originally what was Pickett, and then slid across to the point area for Beagle, right on the doorstep to the left wing. We sit 1-0 to begin second period action as Isaac Gibbs digs in against the MCHC's leading scorer from last year, O'Flanagan, and he wins the draw. We're underway for the second 20 minutes. Saginaw Valley from left to right in their blue and red uniforms. CMU in the white and maroon sweaters. This one controlled to the far corner over by Spencer Messina, who makes his first start as a Division III Chippewa tonight, was out with an injury the first 8 games of the year.
Yeah, and he played really well in that opening period, able to generate a bunch of chances and really be a defensive bulwark for CMU.
Over the line, Saginaw goes back to work. Smith pushes this puck to the slot area where it's cleared away. Central trying to find a way out of the zone. They can't do it. Brendan Schultz.
That's some great back check there by Isaac Gibbs to negate that chance for Saginaw.
Now Gibbs will just use his man as a pick to get the puck off to Christopher Martin. Look out, there's a penalty coming up here on Brendan Schultz, who decked his man to the boards. That was Matt McClellan on the near side. So it's going to be a boarding penalty coming up here. Saginaw will go to their second power play of the night. An unfortunate play at the point, as that was Schultz just trying to force the puck out of the zone. So Saginaw, who's 0 for 1 tonight, with 19:06, minute 53 seconds gone in this second period, goes to the line. Saginaw's power play this year has been pretty solid. 11 for 31. Nathan Bottles springing a breakout chance, a short-handed. He winds up a one-timer. That one goes far of the right post. Holy smokes, what pressure here by the junior transfer.
Yeah, good opportunity there for CMU. Look how Bozanic created a turnover, but couldn't. It slipped.
Yeah, he was ready for that, Reagan. And, I mean, look at this pressure right now. Central got a man down from Schultz's boarding penalty. Cross-checking, they're going to call it official. Flanagan gets back to work now. Over the right point. Jay Nadu there to help pursue the defense. Cross ice, feed there. Back up to the point for Kubiak. This time, blocked away by Bishop. Right place, right time. Garrett Lesser in the tie-up. Brandon Clements now. Tries to work him over. Picked up by Russell. Back to O'Flanagan. Now works it to his captain, Kubiak. Button hooks. Kubiak surveys his options. Backhands it to Lesser. Lesser thought about shooting, didn't that time. Off his skate blade. Saginaw looking for the right shot, not the first one. O'Flanagan at the point, still with patience. Kubiak now thinks about a shot, winds up, and it's into the chest protector of Zavelson.
Wilbur Poon's doing a really good job battling with Garrett Lesser out in front. Wilbur Poon's about half the size of Lesser, but he's still trying to use that lower center of gravity to battle with Lesser in front of goal, and doing a really good job to negate any possible screen that would be in front of Zavelson.
Yeah, and you know, Jake Bishop had an underrated play. He skated away a puck that was slid right through the slot area and pretty much negated a one-time chance for them. So now Central gets a chance to dump this puck on a great win. 35 seconds left in Saginaw's second power play of the night. 17:38 to go in the second period.
One thing Saginaw's been doing well in this power play, Devin, is when they've been able to get to the zone, they've been cycling the puck really well and establishing that pressure.
Good pressure by Connor Morgan, up but not out at the point. Good keep-in by Bruce McLean. Gets it back from Tranquina, up to Swanson. Keeps it onside. Isaac Gibbs tries to defend that one. Lisa, fan down a shot attempt. This one is kept in by Tranquina. Christopher Martin tries to defend. One-timer near side, and a savvy save by the CMU netminder that keeps this one at 1-0. As the penalty expires.
I really like the effort, Devin, to start in the second period from CMU. They've come out with a little bit more gusto than they had in that second period. They've been battling back and forth and really forcing, or really playing the same level of speed as the Saginaw team.
6'2", 190 center. Logan O'Flanagan wins that draw. It's back to 5-on-5. For Martin, hooks it around the boards. They'll play it up for Connor Beamish, who's met up there. And a scrum by Trey Morgan. Morgan got it free to Smith. Now worked over by Campbell. With numbers come to Chippewas. Into the bench area. Look out, Brennan Martin, head coach. It's behind him, and that stops play. Brennan Martin, haven't talked a lot about the coaching staff tonight. Tyler Cataline, a 4.5-year coach for CMU, the winningest of all time. Had a record of 24-12, 7-1, Reagan. Makes his return to Martin Ice Arena behind the bench for Saginaw.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird position for him. Coming back, facing the team that let him go at the end of last year, and for CMU, it's like, hey, we need to show Cataline how far we've come, and Cataline's hoping that Saginaw could go out there.
Brennan Martin was named interim head coach, the 6th-year veteran captain of the Chippewas after the Adrian Series last year. Here's Owen Campbell now. Tries to work one-on-one against Kubiak, and he lost that one over. And you know, it's going to come back for an icing here. The interesting thing about that series was his first game, they got a victory. Grand Valley State, his second game, they had a series. They got the split against Grand Valley.
They got a point in his first game with that overtime loss.
Right, good point. Yeah. And it was pretty much the turn of the tide, turning a new page sort of deal. Well, you make Brendan Martin the new head coach full-time, and he goes out and recruits 17 new skaters for this club. A lot of them from the Division II team, putting all of the guys on the same team, and then a lot of young transfers, notably Josh Gilgren, some of the likes of like Isaac Hopp.
And I think, Devin, some people may look at Brennan Martin's record at the end of last season when he was below 500, kind of stumbled into the national tournament, 0-3, didn't get a win, but that was with the team he inherited. This year, it's fully Brennan Martin. His team has been able to recruit heavily, and they've started the year right where they left off last year.
Yeah, this puck stays alive. It bounced off the near side glass. You're right. CMU did not win a game at Nationals. They were awarded one after an Air Force team had to forfeit. due to an ineligible player. However, backhand by Bottles. Dangerous chance. They had a new emphasis this year to turn the tide. 3-4, 0-1 to start the year.
Really, it's got a tough, really tough month of October for the CMU team. Only 5 goals in their last 4 games, all in the month of October. They just really haven't been able to get anything going.
Here's Isaac Hopp. Good touch up by Nathan Bottles. That was more dangerous than it looked at first glance.
I mean, how about Isaac Hopp playing on this top line with Nathan Bottles and Andrew Forzanek, the top 2 scorers from last year, reunited once again on this top line for CMU. But Hopp out of Gaylord only played three games this season. He's been playing very well tonight.
And Isaac Hopp, a freshman. Some mighty action. Look out, and there he is right there. Great play down the slot area to negate a cross ice chance right there. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Did he ever look fast going through there?
Forward wide open to the bottom of the left wing circle there for Saginaw Valley. Isaac Hopp able to dive in front of him. Now here he is the other way.
Here's the freshman of Gaylord. Winds up a shot. That one went well wide of left post, but gives his team time to change. 13:56 gone. Second period. Devin Serra, Reagan Cleves, rink side. Between these two, long time MCHC East rivals. Central leads this series just narrowly. 10-9, 0-2 all time, Reagan. Saginaw swept them last year. Both games had dramatic events. The first night, CMU had a 2-goal lead, and Saginaw was able to come back in that one and score with less than a minute left to go ahead and win 6-5. The next night,
15 seconds left in that game.
Next night, CMU had a 3-0 lead in the third period, and Saginaw scored 4 unanswered to win that one. Here's Connor Morgan, near side for Schultz, and it's saved by Cobb. Sprawls out for the save.
Connor Morgan's got his hands on his head in the bottom of the left circle there. How did that puck not go in? Schultz parked with a wide open net, and it was Cobb who thought the puck was coming out the other side. Good job by Morgan behind the net to read that and find Schultz on the short side. Unfortunately, Schultz was denied by a good blocker save there by Cobb.
CMU, Reagan, kind of a bizarre stat, but I believe they haven't had a goal in the second period more than once in the last 4 games.
Their second period has been tough for CMU.
In the first period especially, they haven't had a goal in the first 4. Look out, big hit by Schultz. There's a shot and a save on the high slot. Zavelson, as these goalies showed off for what tonight?
We got a penalty coming up here on CMU. Schultz is going to go to the box. He ran into a Cardinal in the high slot.
It's going to be again on Schultz. So Brennan Schultz takes back to back penalties. First one was a cross check, and now he takes it for interference. Sends the Cardinals back to the power play. 0 for 2 on the night. 12:53 to go in the second period. So they'll put Tyler Russell against Jay Nady. Nady sprawled out for that one, couldn't win it, however. Saginaw gains possession. Kyle Kubiak looks for a shot on net. That one got blocked in front. Now Will Rapoon just gets it out to the blue line, and O'Flanagan retreats.
There's a flood of bodies out in front. A good block by the senior defense. Will Rapoon able to find the puck and get it out. Look out. Funky bounce to neutral ice.
Missed his intended man, O'Flanagan. Jay Nady will use the boards for his advantage. Takes a funky bounce. Jake Bishop with a streaking Nady on the back door, and he just couldn't find the puck with too much smoke on it.
That was just behind Jay Nady. We had a little bit too much steam coming down the wing. He gets tangled up now with Russell.
This time for Saginaw Smith to find a man. O'Flanagan gains the line. Patience with it. Gets it up the wing for Sawyer. Darryl Sawyer looking to go across. Now O'Flanagan will to Kubiak. Cycles the play around. Back up for O'Flanagan. Thought about a shot. Winds up this time, and it's seen by Zavelson.
Zavelson saw that all the way from the slot. O'Flanagan trying to get one home. But it's time for a look at this date in Chippewas history. CMU's trying to rewrite on October 27th, 2017 after a strong first period by Saginaw Valley State proved too much for CMU to overcome as they fell to Saginaw Valley State 5-2 here at Martin Ice Arena. Charlie Hayes and Jacob St. Andre scores for the Maroon and Gold, while Colin Smith made 37 saves in the losing effort. That's this day in Chippewas history.
Andy Porzonik gloved this puck out of midair to get it. Pressure over the line. Nathan Bottles. Jacob Martin with tenacity, trying to get it to Lesser. This one springs up to Zevi, who gloves it down.
It's a good play there by Lesser, reading that Martin was going to try to control that puck. He's able to dive forward and poke it into the offensive end. It doesn't come of anything right away, but it does get Saginaw Valley a draw on the offensive end.
Right, 36 seconds left in the third power play. But look at the tenacity by Andrew Porzonik with speed. Pays the price, however, as he is decked by Jacob Martin. Shoving his shoes after right in front of the linesman, who just smiles and waves at that one. That one cross. Martin to the slot area. Good pressure by Christopher Martin to negate his shot. It's a chase for it. Tyler Sampson tied up in the corner. On ice, CCHN Mikes doing work over there against Spencer Messina. Messina finds it one first into the hip of Nathan Bottles. Now he'll screen it in away. Power play is over. Out of the box comes Brendan Schultz, and he'll have to pursue. Off goes Bottles and Porzonik, replaced by Isaac Gibbs. Here comes Trey Morgan, winding up with a shot over the right shoulder.
I think Zavelson got a shoulder on that. Good job there by Morgan to split the defense and read the play well.
Kubiak gains possession, rims it around the boards. First to it is Messina. Pushed up against Russell. Gibbs comes in to aid. He'll look for an option. Off the glass, way up, and a funky bounce is out. Race for the icing, and it's won by Morgan, controversially.
That's close. The linesman, though, right on it, judging that O'Flanagan beat Schultz to the dot. It looked like Schultz may have gotten there, may have tied it, but usually the benefit of the doubt goes to the defensive team.
You're right, so it's going to force another icing. Face-off in Central Zone. 10:16 left in the second period. Connor Morgan. One-timer by O'Flanagan left of the post. The leading scorer from last year is Hungary. 16 goals in just 10 games this season. You gotta wonder, Reagan, he's already in the conversation for Player of the Year.
And really early, and he was on the first team all athletic for the ACHA last year, and right now he's one of 3 Saginaw Valley State Cardinals in the top 10 in the MCHA in scoring, along with Cameron Barlas, who's got 18 points, and Kyle Kubiak, who's got 12.
And those guys sequentially make up the bulk of their ice time. Here's Smith. Regains this after pressure from O'Flanagan, who takes it on Zavelson, and he finds it in his chest protector.
Man, Zavelson has been playing really well in this game, Devin. He's, especially in that first period and in the second, with how well Saginaw Valley is cycling that puck. He's tracking it. He's tracking that puck equally as well, making short, quick movements. He's able to stay on his angle and make a quick save like that.
Zavelson's numbers for the year show you the work he's put in. 3.25 goals against average, .902 with a CMU team that has struggled mightily to produce offense. Josh Gilgren now takes a feed from Owen Campbell over the line. He's crunched to the boards by McClellan. Martin there to push it into the air. Up for Lesser, up against Christopher Martin now. Who's gonna find it? Beamish now with pressure the other side. It's out to the neutral zone. Camara will dump it back in. Lead pass up the wing from McLean. Too strong for him. High stick. Owen Campbell gets the call, and it will stop play.
Fans of the broadcast, up today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Legion Hockey Association, the CMU Club Hockey Network, and Warhol Television. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA, CCHN, and MHTV.
Saginaw gets some fresh bodies out there. Central's fourth line gets back to work. Julian Johnson, the extra skater tonight. This one pushed into Zavelson and will force another draw. And you have to like how much Central has evened out the ice time in this game. I don't think we've seen more than, let's say, 6 or 7 shifts for each line.
Well, I mean, and the pace of this game alone has forced them to do that. Quick shifts with as fast as this game is going. CMU's forced to take those short shifts.
Finds room for Kubiak, who sends it on net well wide and stopped on a dime by Jay Nadu. Up to Cobb, way out of the net with a streaking Jake Bishop. Physical play by Nadu. Good job keeping it inside. Jake Bishop across, and that was too far after the deflection poke check by Trey Morgan on Julian Johnson.
Trey Morgan reads that exquisitely, Devin, able to get his stick in the passing lane and deflect it out to center ice.
Primera, button hooks in his own end. Pressured by Pickett, works over 2 men. Julian Johnson can't find it under his wickets. Morgan backhands it further past the line. Keel pays the price after getting the puck out. Julian Johnson finds room with it and he pushes it too far. Morgan comes out of nowhere to find it to the slot area. It's pushed to the near corner. Nady looks to backhand this one out. Central trying desperately to gain some puck possession time with the fourth line at work. Now he will go off. Stretch pass intended for Swanson. It works over here. Here's Sampson onto the net. Saved by Zavelson. And it's kept into the zone. Another try from the point. Spin around shot, and that one might have hit a body in front.
Zavelson was down initially to
Pickett across. O'Flanagan saved with the glove.
That's a great series there by Sam Zavelson. There was an initial shot that was blocked from the left side. He was already down, and when the second shot came, he was able to flare out that left padding, get his toes ever so slightly on it, and then he makes that good save there. Zavelson is keeping this team in this hockey.
It seems like the case. Central has desperately struggled to find some puck possession time. O'Flanagan winds up again, and that one hit a body in front and settled down to Porzonic's blade. He gets it out of the zone. They stay on the ice. 7:14 to go, second period. Devin Serra, Reagan Cleaves, 2 MCHC rivals. Porzonic looking to go in front, and a good play by Bruce McLean to negate the pass. They keep it at the line by Messina. It's pushed back, and he'll have to go back to retrieve it again. Gets across for his line mate, Chris Martin. There's that leadership we were talking about, trying to make something happen. First man to the puck is Tranquino. With speed, O'Flanagan, look out, he can fly. O'Flanagan sidesteps, one man, shot on net, saved with the paddle of the high stick of Zavelson. Isaac Hopp, 2-on-1 develops for CMU. Isaac Hopp, shot on net, that one got blocked as McLean sprawled out. Never got to Cobb.
Great chance there for CMU. Hopp just can't elevate that puck and get it over the defenseman. What the? There's something on the ice down behind the net now. Is it settled right behind the net?
Sharp angle shot by Clements. Isaac Gibbs finds it first time behind the net. Near side, negated by the stick of Cobb. Isaac Gibbs, a leading scorer. Tries to work room with it. Connor Morgan to the front of the net. Too strong for Schultz. They get it out, and it's Will Rapoon who has to fall flat on his feet. And Zavelson will scoop this back into himself because of the pursuing Saginaw. And they're shoving. Oh, look out. That's some up over end work as Isaac Gibbs falls down to the ice. That didn't look like much. I think him and assistant captain Garrett Sawyer were just kind of playing behind the net there, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac Gibbs did take Sawyer to the boards. And then,
but yeah, it looked like that was just them giving a hard time.
And then a shove back to Isaac Gibbs, and he goes down maybe a little bit too easily.
Well, you have to think, I mean, you know.
Anything to draw a penalty.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, right? 5:49 to go. Second period, Saginaw still leads us 1-0. Brandon Clements up the near corner, clutch to the boards. Look out, nifty passing in front. Zavelson, great save.
Yeah, not much of a shot opportunity there for Saginaw Valley State, but Zavelson was able to come over and get a piece of it.
Clements pressures Martin. Up in the air. Kubiak follows circle. Lesser. Martin again now, up right wing with a head of steam. Defended by Gilgren, who blocks that one to the corner. And Gilgren is down on the ice. He's clutching his lower body. Play continues, however. Sawyer gets worked over by Rapoon, pushed to the boards, ties that one up with time. Lesser, now he's shoved in by Gilgren, and that's going to draw a penalty on Central.
And that's frustration boiling over for Josh Gilgren. He took a slash in a rather uncomfortable area and went down, got up, was looking for a little bit of revenge, and he went a little bit too far, taking Lesser into the boards, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's either 2 or 5 here on Josh Gilgren.
And Garrett Lesser, who was down on the ice for a moment, now gets up and will string himself together to get to his bench. So we're going to see Josh Gilgren go to the box. 5 minutes and 1 second left in this second period. Let's wait to see what the officials call. Both captains for CMU are in Saginaw gather. Christopher Martin, Kyle Kubiak.
It's a major penalty. It stings for CMU, and I think that's the right call. Gilgren didn't really have any intention of playing the puck. Drives Lesser into the boards. He's down hurt, so it's a 5-minute major. This is a tall task for CMU here with 5:01 left in the period.
It is going to be all you can eat for these Cardinals in the next remainder of this period. There's 5:01 left in the clock. It's a 5-minute major penalty to Josh Gilgren. The Centro's penalty kill that's had to work a lot already in this game. Saginaw goes back to work 0 for 3 tonight. We'll redo the draw. Smith won the draw over. Here's Kubiak. Winds up a shot. That one over the head of Zavelson. Regained at the near side by O'Flanagan. Works it to his head man. Back to O'Flanagan. Looks for room to the slot area. Russell misplayed on a shot. It's still loose and now up and out of the zone as two players are still down on the ice. A frustrated Russell slams his stick after pressure from Nadeau.
Nadeau took a tumble. He got tangled up with Russell, and Russell couldn't get his stick free, and that's what he was frustrated about. He wanted a holding call.
Trying to work with speed is Smith. Regains the zone. Pushed up to Kubiak again. Kubiak looking for O'Flanagan on the near side. Shot! That one stays out.
Went off the side of the net.
O'Flanagan still scoreless in this game. Kubiak another try. Save with the left pad of Zavelson. Might have gone wide, but he saved it anyway. Messina can't get it out. It's kept at the point by O'Flanagan. Serves over to Kubiak. Sails it for Smith. Looks for his options. Kubiak looking for the one-timer, and it's intercepted by Jay Nadeau. They might have a break coming up if they have time. Has Jake Bishop up his left wing. Passes it. Backdoor. Back for Nadeau. And he didn't put enough mustard on it. And it's floated away. They don't even get a shot off. Now Saginaw has numbers the other way. 4-on-2. O'Flanagan shot. That one caught a piece of Zavelson, and it's up into the moorings.
Bishop has a goal if he elevates that puck. Instead, he decides to pass it back across. There's no chance Jay Nadeau can get to that puck. CMU misses out on a spectacular opportunity. I've got no idea what Bishop's thinking there. He's got a wide open net, Cup's way out of position, and he wants to pass it back across.
A short-handed chance of a lifetime results in Saginaw winning a draw over and getting some time to work with it. One time from the point by Tranquina, and it takes a couple of funky bounces. The board's springy as they always are here at Martin tonight. 3:16, and the power play is left. Short side save by Zavelson, sticks down on the ice. Central clears this one away, and they're getting closer to halfway through this penalty kill, Reagan, where Saginaw has put so much pressure on Sam Zavelson already.
And he stood tall. A lot of opportunities for Saginaw, but Zavelson, as he has all night, has played very well in net for CMU.
Lesser works up the point for Martin at the half wall. Nathan Bottles there to pursue him. Pass too strong for McLean. Now he gets it back. Centered in front. Backhanded. Swanson has a chance, and it's sprawled out by Zavelson, who makes the stop the first time, and it's cleared the length of the ice. 2:33 to go, and it's all-you-can-eat power play for the Cardinals. McLean gains the zone again. Spins. Now drops it for Sawyer. Back to McLean, and it's good. Poke checked by Brendan Schultz, who pursues on the play, continuing.
This has been really good, tenacious penalty killing here by CMU. They've been pressured a lot. Give Saginaw Valley credit. They got a good power play, but CMU has stood tall thus far.
McLean gets his zone possession. It's Russell down low for Smith. Near side attempt, and it's wide. Good keep it to the point by Tranquina, and it's Connor Morgan who poke checks it into the bench in the pocket of the Saginaw Valley player.
Single-handedly, Devin, Sam Zavelson is killing the power play for CMU. Multiple wide-open shot opportunities for Saginaw Valley State, but Sam Zavelson every time has stood tall.
You know, Central's also doing a good job of clearing the lanes when they need to. They've had trouble with that a little bit, especially that first period, which was the goal. The only one in this game for Saginaw. It's Still loose for O'Flanagan. Has to work over the puck. Some Misty dangling. Back up to Smith. A reverse field. Across to Kubiak for O'Flanagan. Back to Kubiak now. The cycle continues. Shot on net. That one went wide. They're going to wrestle for it. O'Flanagan once again stops on a dime to his man Kubiak. Over to Smith. Back one-timer by Kubiak, and it's saved by Zavelson.
Good quick reaction save. It was deflected in front.
Sawyer back to Smith. Kubiak thinks about it once more. Now Smith goes across again. Defended well by Isaac Gibbs. O'Flanagan looking for room. Kubiak to O'Flanagan. They're going to go back and forth as long as they can. They cycle this one down low to Sawyer. Sawyer pushed up against Spike Clemens. He leaves it there for Russell. Russell thinks about it. Works in front of the net. Now it's free, and that one is not cleared away. O'Flanagan. They'll reset again. Kubiak to the net, and it might have hit a body in front before it got the save.
And another penalty coming up on scene.
O'Flanagan winds up. It's saved. Rebound. It's loose, and Zavelson's got it. But not without the delayed penalty coming up on the Chippewas, which will bring up, with 45 seconds to go in the period, a 5-on-3. And it's on Clemens. My goodness, Reagan, what do you make of all that mess?
It's CMU doing their best to stay with Saginaw Valley State, who has had all the control in Central Michigan's end. This cycle that we saw earlier in this game shining now for SVSU.
So as you see on your screen, 5-on-3, 45 seconds to go. But to be honest, Reagan, you made the best point of the night. They're holding on right now for dear life, as it's been all Saginaw Valley State against Sam Zavelson the second period, who stood tall through it all. Now they have to kill some more time. As it's Christopher Martin getting the draw. Kyle Kubiak looks for O'Flanagan again. Only a matter of time. O'Flanagan back to Kubiak now. Surveys his options. Down low for Smith. Back to O'Flanagan. Fans on the one-timer. O'Flanagan on the 5-on-3. Works it to Russell. O'Flanagan once more to Kubiak. Thinks about it. Turns a heel for Smith. In front. It's loose still, and they score. Ethan Smith. Near side door finishes that scramble in front, and Saginaw finally on that all-you-can-eat finishes it off. 20 seconds left. They lead 2-0 second period.
And it's going to stay a power play for Saginaw Valley State. It's going to wipe out the minor penalty, so at least they won't start the second period on the disadvantage. But that's Zavelson doing his best to keep CMU in it. Made that initial save. His defense couldn't clear the rebound. He couldn't find it to cover, and right on the back door is the Saginaw forward to pot it home. 1940.
It was only a matter of time. 5 minutes of all you can eat. After the 5-minute major penalty to Josh Gilgren continues on board. Along with Clements, they're going to have 15 seconds left in the penalty, or the power play, the period even. And Nathan Bottles, who tries one more surge, finds a lane here for Andrew Porzanic. Can he do something with it? And it's a windmill save by Cobb.
Porzanic trying to get on the scoreboard. We saw he had some late period magic last year against Notre Dame that fueled a CMU comeback in the second game of that series a year ago at Compton Family Ice Arena, trying to get something going for CMU off that turnover generated by Nathan Bottles, but with CMU shorthanded, can't get much going.
We'll get one final draw of the period. Central's Andrew Porzanic for Bottles, finds a lane, and one last save by Cobb. 1.6 on the clock.
Still a little bit of time. CMU getting some good opportunities here late. That top line for CMU doing a good job. And look at this. CMU is going to pull Sam Zavelson here with 1.6 to go.
It's going to be Isaac Hopp, their freshman, to take it. You've got to have an instant win. He doesn't do it, and that will expire time. So second period with multiple penalties to the Chippewas. They kill off a lot of it. Not enough, as it's finally finished by Ethan Smith with 20 left in the period. And Saginaw is throttling here in the second period. We'll step aside, and the intermission report with Derek Steele will come up next to recap that one, as well as give you some out-of-town scoreboards. You're watching Central Michigan and Saginaw Valley, two MCHC East rivals collide here on CCHN.
And we're back here on CCH as the Saginaw Valley State Cardinals leading this huge rivalry game 2-0 after 2 periods. Derek Steele, glad you could be here with us for the second intermission report. It was Ethan Smith, the only goal of the second period for Saginaw Valley, giving them a 2-0 lead. That goal coming at the 1941 mark. But Saginaw Valley going into the third period seems to have a lot of the momentum going their way. It was a Gilgren penalty, a major penalty that put them on an all-you-can-eat 5-minute major penalty. Sam Zavelson, what have we said tonight about them that we can't say? He has played outstanding for this Central Michigan team, standing on his head late in that second period during that major penalty, making huge save after huge save after huge save for this Central Michigan team, keeping it at a 2-0 game. But Saginaw Valley, as we mentioned, scored a 5-on-3 power play goal. It was Ethan Smith unassisted on that one. Penalties in the second period were two on Schultz, one on Gilgren, and then one on Brandon Clements. That made it a 5-on-3. As we mentioned, Ethan Smith capitalizing on the 5-on-3. Central Michigan started to find their way back into the game in the second period. Need to stay disciplined here. That Josh Gilgren penalty, a little bit of an undisciplined penalty here, but head coach Brendan Martin talking to his players about that in the locker room. Like, taking a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard once again. The Griffins are playing the Cleveland Monsters tonight. That game being 1-0 at Lashak. Larry Fragierski having that one on Wood Radio 1300 106.9 FM. You can find it on AHL TV. Spirit are playing the Sioux tonight. That one started at 7:05. 4-3 Spirit in the third period. Dylan Clark on 100.5 WSGW CHL TV if you want to watch that one on TV. The Red Wings do have an off day after a heartbreaking 4-1 loss to the Winnipeg Jets down at Little Caesars Arena. That being the third loss of the season for the Detroit Red Wings. Second regulation loss as they lost to the Seattle Kraken earlier this week in overtime. They will play Boston in Boston tomorrow. That one being a 7 p.m. puck drop. 97.1 the ticket. Bob Kaiser and Paul Woods having the call. Bally Sports Detroit for TV. Looking around at the rest of the NHL, Sabres are in New Jersey are tied at 3 after 2 periods. Washington is beating Minnesota 2-1 after 2 periods. And the Hurricanes are beating the Sharks 2-0 at the end of the second period. 2-0 score right here from Martin Ice Arena, Saginaw Valley, leading your Central Michigan Chippewas after 40 minutes. We'll have the third period after this on CCHN.
Morgan Ice Arena. Rinkside, third period action awaits us between Central Michigan and Saginaw Valley. 2-0 is the score after Saginaw gets an all-you-can-eat power play in the final 5 minutes. It takes them until the final 20 seconds to finally cash in from Ethan Smith, who gets on the board on the power play, his second of the year. Reagan, they were outshot that period. Central was 14-6, and Sam Zavelson is standing on his head quite literally. This is the period they've been able to muster something.
And yeah, Devin, that second period was all Saginaw Valley State. They had they had all 4 of the power plays in that period. The final 5 minutes were spent on the man advantage, and for CMU, they stood tall. They shut down. They managed to hang in there until the 5-on-3, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, you said it best. It was a 5-minute major penalty to Josh Gilgren, and then Brandon Clemens followed that up with a cross-check. And it follows suit with a power play to Saginaw Valley to begin the period. Central has to find a way back into this game. They have 5 goals in the last 4 games and still scoreless in this one. Right to left, Saginaw Valley will go in their blue and red uniforms. CMU and the maroon and white uniforms. Isaac Gibbs, the leading scorer from this season, has missed a couple of games, goes up against Logan O'Flanagan, and first blood goes to Isaac Gibbs. We're underway here for the final 20 minutes of this one. Garrett Sawyer with a quick pace up to his captain, Kyle Kubiak, who was a busy man at the point working that Saginaw power play to end the period. I'll correct myself, we are back to 5-on-5 here. Kyle Kubiak now tries to find some room to work. He'll one-time it up at the point, and it scores! Kyle Kubiak with a long blast in front of the Central bench over Sam Zavelson. Just like that, it's 3-0 Cardinals.
No chance for Zavelson on that. Hammer shot from the right point. It takes 3 or 4 deflections in front of Sam Zavelson. He's standing still when that puck goes by him. And an early strike here for Saginaw Valley. It's 3-0, 25 seconds into the period.
Yeah, and we just talked about the miraculous goaltending from Sam Zavelson. Those first 2 periods, a funky one. But Saginaw starts right where they left off, 3-0. The first 25, as you said.
And there's nothing Zavelson can do about that. That puck's traveling so fast, and it's deflected. You're not even thinking that puck's going to be on goal, and it goes right by you once it hits a body out in front.
Nathan Bottles across to Sam Camara. Looks for room over to Isaac Hopp. Now Bruce McLean will gain possession. Nathan Bottles makes a good play at the line. Works over both his men. Nathan Bottles hard to the net. Turns it wide to the left post. Braden Keelb down low for Isaac Hopp. He wants to work possession of it. He can't do it. It's a better play by Tyler Russell. Wholesale changes for both teams. The first man to it is Sam Camara. Leaves there for Braden Keelb, who misplays it for a moment. Central trying to find some sort of rhythm here, and look out, getting barreled over here. Near side chance. Arm is up on the official, and it's going to be a penalty coming up here on Saginaw Valley, Reagan.
Yeah, indeed. To the with the play behind the net, Braden Keelb, who was shoved to the ground, and I believe it's going to be Jacob Martin who's going to go to the box. And CMU is going to have the chance to get themselves back in this. 1:30 into this third period.
Second time tonight to the box for Jacob Martin. It's going to be CMU's third power play. 0 for 2 previously. You have to think this is massive. They got to find some sort of life, if you will. Being kept scoreless in this one. It's up into the bench. Flashing the ladder is backup netminder Liam Donnelly.
The clearing attempt goes off of Gilgren and in the Saginaw Valley bench. 1:56 to go in the power play for CMU. They're right back into the zone.
Connor Beamish works one-on-one with the puck. Skirts it across for Porzanic. He'll sail this one back to Christopher Martin. Now they'll cycle it back to Beamish. Across for Isaac Gibbs. Thinks about shooting. Thought about getting it to Porzanic on the doorstep. and he couldn't find that one with Smoke. Up to the point now. Good keeping the line by Christopher Martin. Isaac Gibbs winds up a shot, and Cobb has it, and he stares right into the face of Andrew Porzade with a grin from the veteran forward.
Cobb has been really good all night. He's, especially with that glove, multiple saves on either end. And really CMU has done a good job of getting something going here on this power play, but it's hard to beat a red-hot netminder.
Solid win by Beamish. Gets it to Christopher Martin. It's loose in front, and that was Nathan Bottles. Sails it over the left post. They needed that one bad. Now it's a breakout. Here come the Cardinals. Too strong for O'Flanagan, and Gibbs is able to catch up to it. Good back check after barely missing that chance from Bottles.
And it's a good play there by Martin to get to that puck first. If he doesn't, Saginaw has a man in behind the defense, but he takes the risk to go to the puck and beats his man.
Porzonic to the net for Bottles, and it's left padded away by Cobb. Not out, however. Isaac Gibbs another try. Paddle to the near corner. Worked up top again for Gibbs. Central's trying to break this funk. They are still scoreless in this one, and O'Flanagan gets it out. 40 seconds left in the power play. Christopher Martin is going to get the change, as will a host of others. As on comes the second unit.
That top line showing life, Devin, with Nathan Bottles and Andrew Porzonda.
Jay Nadeau blew a tire after sidestepping the man on the check. It bounces to Zavelson, and it's going to be Camara who plays it where it lies. He'll work up the wing for Josh Gilgren, not before it's intercepted. Ethan Smith, the second goal scorer of this game, works in shorthanded. Pressures kills some more time. 8 seconds left before Jacob Martin is out of the box. Now 5. Cardinals really causing havoc, and the penalty is over. Central 0 for 3 on the night. Not before Connor Morgan dumps it back in. Jay Nadeau will go off for a change. On comes Julian Johnson, the fourth line. High stick out of the air. Brendan Clemens plays it across for his line mate. Gilgren, one-touch pass. It's taken over by Lesser. Cross for Kubiak. Stretch pass to Sawyer connects. Sawyer with speed, works into the slot. Wants the center one in front there for the backhander. Saved by Zalveson. Second try wide. McClellan checks his man, Jake Bishop. Brandon Clements now has to button hook and go in pursuit. Connor Morgan feeds one to Julian Johnson. That's touch passed off. He'll go off for a change. Central, Reagan imploring the quick changes.
Yeah, they need to with the pressure that's been kept up here by SVSU, especially that started at the end of that penalty kill.
Andrew Siraki looked to spin around and center a pass for Julian Johnson. It's rather Clements that was intercepted. That was kept in by Bishop. He sent the shot in. Paddled away by Cobb. To the corner. Now Siraki pins his man against the boards hard. Julian Johnson will backhand this one to Clements to the net, and it's easily seen by Cobb. 15-18 left in this third period. Saginaw scored in the first 25 seconds from Kyle Kubiak's third of the year, third leading scorer on this bunch. And Central has found some life here in the last 4 minutes. You have to like what kind of pressure they've been able to put on.
Yeah, they certainly have been able to get some pressure. Just like that first period, Devin, where that power play turned things around for CMU. They're starting to get a little bit of life here early in the third with that power play.
If there was ever a bad spell or a funk, Central's in it right now. Kubiak winds up. It was blocked off the back of Beamish. Centering Bean, intercepted by Gilgren. Play to the corner. Looking for room in front. There to Sawyer. Now up to the point for Kubiak. He'll try again. Off the left leg of Clements. There's Pickett. Can't keep the zone, however. Backhanded right back in. Josh Gilgren now. Works over a man. Gates the red line. He'll get off for a change. Kubiak will leave this one. There's Beagle again. Now for Kubiak. He'll play it at the red line. Some neutral zone time going on. It's Sampson. Rips it up. Schultz able to play some checks. With speed. Up the wing. Sampson up against Messina. His first start tonight as a D3 Chippewa. The assistant captain helps the Chippewas get out of their own zone. Connor Morgan now with speed. Tries to cut inside. Backhanded. That was the goal line. Isaac Gibbs. What a stop. Cobb got back across and made the save the second time. That was inches away from Central eliminating the dry spell. And now it's back in front, and they have to defend. Short side chance off the shoulder of Zavelson. Isaac Gibbs able to pressure away. It's up, and it is out. And they desperately needed that one. Tired bodies on the ice for CMU, but they can't change until they get possession. Now they do. Missed pass. Messina gets it up the wall. Only changer is Isaac Gibbs.
Devin, talk about snake bit. CMU with multiple times in this game with the pucks on the goal line. Neither of them go for CMU. And in that most recent chance, Isaac Gibbs denied.
And I didn't see which Saginaw player it was, Reagan, but he literally kept it away from the goal line as Cobb was already down. Backhanded wide up the left post. So whoever that Saginaw player was, I didn't catch it. You might as well give him a save in this game now. 12:54 to go in the hockey game. And Saginaw is in control right now. Central looking for some life. Isaac Hopp, great pass by Porzano. Shot on net, easily blocked by Kubiak. He'll button hook this one with a nifty play. There's Russell. Will just work it across. Zavelson tries to find Keel. Keel misplays the puck. It's moved to the slot. Backhanded on net. Blocked the first time with traffic. Bishop gets worked over now. Across, in front. Backdoor chance! Zavelson made the save on O'Flanagan.
Oh my goodness. What a save by Zavelson. Wide open opportunity on the near side, and he comes over to make the save. Fans rivalry weekend continues tomorrow night live from Saginaw Bay Ice Arena. Devin and I will have the call live around 9 p.m. as the Chippewas and the Cardinals wrap up their series right here on CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey.
Reagan, the only goals Central scored last week in their 9-2 loss was in the third period from Jake Bishop and Sam Camara. They've been held to 5 goals in 4 games. And in a 3-0 bout against their arch rivals, they gotta find some sort of life. First division game for the Cardinals tonight. We talked about tomorrow going to a hostile environment. It's never easy to go into Saginaw Bay Ice Arena and play well, let alone win. And tonight,
and Saginaw at home, Devin, 5-1 record this season, and coming off a year where they were 10-3 on home ice, and one of those 10 wins included a win over the Hope Dutchmen, defending national champions at that point.
Yeah, remember how big that was? That was the kind of the spark of last year where we said, hey, the league is wide open this year, it can be anybody. Hope ended up getting to the national championship again, bowing out to Michigan, who above all odds beat the team that rolled through nationals.
And I mean, for Michigan, that was a massive win. They had been knocked out of they'd been knocked out of 3 straight tournaments by the Hope Dutchmen, including the MCHC playoffs and the national tournament the year before.
With speed comes Will Rapoon. Thought about stopping on a dime. It was Kubiak who poke checked him. Nadu keeps the line, flutters a shot in. That's seen by Kubiak Cobb, and he'll just settle it down and force another faceoff. 11:20 to go, third period, Reagan. And you know, it might look like in some accounts team's been out shooting Saginaw, and they just haven't had the bounces go their way. I mean, Saginaw had their first goal be a funky bounce. At what point does Central find some luck?
I mean, I think it's the definition of snake bit. You know, the last 4 games, CMU has definitely been a club that hasn't had many bounces. You know, just look at that first goal, just look at that goal early in the third, Devin. A weird, wonky play that finds its way in the back of the net.
Kyle Kubiak finds some room. Just dump it deep. Sampson there to whap at it, and it will go into the netting and up and out.
If you're looking for game reports, stats, schedules, and more, take a trip to SeamishIceHockey.com. There you can find those and much more, including player information, recruiting information, and more. Visit CMICHHOCKEY.com.
And this Saginaw team, some would say this may be their biggest test of the year. They've had some games against top 25 opponents. Missouri State, they lost 6-2. Look out, this one's loose in the slot area. First one to it is a Chippewa, but not without button hooking is Brendan Schultz. And Some would say this is CMU's biggest test this year after we saw them split a series with Notre Dame, winning 2-1 on home ice. Jake Bishop had the game winner in that one under 2 minutes left.
And I mean, Lawrence Tech Notre Dame has since had a tough loss against Hope to start their series this week at 7-0 last night. So that Notre Dame team we thought might be a benchmark for how CMU is going to do this year. Notre Dame isn't looking as good as they were last year.
Yeah, absolutely, and that can happen in a year of turnover, right? I mean, new recruiting cycles, and in this own league, you know, there are teams that are starting to dig themselves out of roots. You look at Michigan State, who's off to a winning record in their start to the year. Oakland University has been phenomenal, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, after winning the national title back in 2016, they really hadn't had much success until last year. They had been kind of a walkover team in the MCHC, but last year they proved themselves. They got into the national tournament last year.
Yeah, right.
So they've really turned it around, and more teams. It's certainly the end of an era of teams, at least for CMU, that you used to dominate in this league, and now you're having to fight more for each and every win.
Yeah, and you know what, the most notable thing I've seen this year is the return of a Northwood program that didn't play for 2 years. How about them? And Chippewa alumni
Jordan Cooper,
thank you.
Yeah.
Getting his first win as a coach. They beat Calvin, 3-1 of all teams, who made the national tournament last year. And some big announcements this week, as they said they were going Division I for ACHA.
They joined 2 other MCHC programs, these Cardinals of Saginaw Valley State and the Hope Dutchmen, who within the next couple of seasons are going to move up to Division I.
Yeah, so Division III is going to look a lot different at that point.
I mean, after all 3 of those teams leave, you're going to still have your Michigans, your Lawrence Techs, but if I had to guess anything, really the MCHC's dominance that's been over the last decade and a half is going to start to wane here for the next couple of years.
Chippewas trying to find some life late in the third period. Nathan Bottles turns up the right wing, sidesteps one man, goes hard to the net, backhanded this one across for Porzondik, and Cobb spun out, but Porzondik couldn't find it in midair. Now he'll charge hard to the net, blows a tire, and Cobb tries to settle it. Not before Bottles gets to it first. Up to the point for Braden Keel. Keeps the line. Dumps it back in deep. Isaac Hopp has the turn. Centering feed in front. Takes a couple of bounces. Settled by Porzondik. It's flooded into the zone, and it's Nathan Bottles who trips over the face of Cobb, and he is down on the ice.
Somebody's going to go off here. Looks like a penalty's been called. Cobb down in a heap at the side of the net. Porzondik almost trips over something again. Good to see Cobb get up.
Let's hope Brendan Cobb is all right. The freshman netminder is off to a terrific start in his ACHA career with 5 wins on the year. He's posted a .940 save percentage, 1.97 goals against average. For a young netminder like him, that's very impressive. The Saginaw team has depth at the goaltending position. The backup tonight for them is Liam Donnelly. He hasn't been called to action, as Brendan Cobb is going to take a skate with this one. We're going to get penalties assessed here, and it's going to be on CMU.
Yeah, it's going to be Nathan Bottles going off for something along the lines of goaltender interference. It looked like, looking at the replay on our monitor up here, it looked like Bottles was just directed into the netminder, and his knee accidentally made contact, and now are they going to send Nathan Bottles off?
Oh, he's going to go back to his own bench. So, looks like they're going to call off this penalty.
Which I do think is the right call. Looking, like I can see why the referee thought that Nathan Bottles may have kneed the netminder in the head, and I think there may have been contact made, but it really looked like it was incidental, and really Bottles had been shoved into the netminder by one of his defensemen.
And that forces a conversation with Brendan Martin and the head official at the bench. Listening over there is the leadership group, Isaac Gibbs. Brendan Schultz lays on the bench, but with 8:53 to go on the ice, we'll get a face-off in Saginaw zone. As Jay Nady to dig in. The pair of 71s to battle for. Won by O'Flanagan. Harold Kubiak out of his own end will work it up the boards. Intended to pass for Russell, and that one was too far for him, and the icing is called off. Will Rapoon gets to it first, has help with Jay Nadu. Now Russell finds the puck free, gets it across for Kubiak, who winds up. That one off the glove of Zavelson. Bishop out of the zone, streaking Julian Johnson on the other wing. He'll saucer this one up ahead. It's left there for Nadu, winds up a shot. Cobb found a piece of it. Russell crunched to the boards by Johnson.
Flanagan's going to draw a penalty.
Delayed penalty on Saginaw Valley, and that is a little bit of extra life. It's going to be a cross-checking penalty that's going to put O'Flanagan in the box. 8:16 to go in this hockey game, Reagan.
He and Jay Nader were tangled up in the top of the right circle, and O'Flanagan just gave Nader a clean cross-check to the back. And so CMU is going to go on the power play.
So this group that's 0-3 tonight and hasn't been able to produce a lot of offense as of late. Can they find something here? The opening draw is won by those Cardinals. Set the length towards Zavelson. Martin pressures Isaac Gibbs. Make your life tough.
And this is
CMU find any side of forecheck.
And this has been a really good forecheck here for Saginaw Valley State throughout this game.
Isaac Gibbs finds some room, hearts of the net, scores! Who else? Isaac Gibbs breaks the dry spell for the Chippewas. It's a power play goal. They've got life with 7:54 to go.
Isaac Gibbs, it's about time, his 5th goal of the year, worked past the defense, and he's able to put it far side, and it's a power play goal for CMU. Just their 7th this season.
If you're going to break the curse, if you would, if you're going to take away something, let it be your leading scorer from last year, or excuse me, 2 years ago, leading on the team now, his 5th of the year for the junior out of Novi, Michigan Central. Big question is, what can they do with this momentum now, if they have any? Here's Owen Campbell to put in pursuit. Christopher Martin at the point, winds up a shot. It turned wide to the left post. Connor Beamish tags up with Owen Campbell. He's pushed hard to the boards there. It's backhanded out of the zone by Garrett Lesser. And first to get there is Christopher Martin, who sidesteps him and puts the shoulder on him. Penalty remains on the board for a moment. However, we are back to 5-on-5. So the press stand looks to clean that one up. Here's Spencer Messina, the assistant captain, up against Martin. He'll push it along the boards with Nate. Now, long stretch pass, connects with Owen Campbell. He has help coming with him. It's Josh Gilgren. He'll wait, trying to turn aside one man. Kubiak stayed with it, and it's up into the nettings with a hand pass.
I'd like, if you're Owen Campbell in this situation, I'd like to see you try to work the pass, dump the puck in. Don't try to do it yourself. You're not out of this game. 6:59 to go in period 3. You've got Gilgren with you, who's been a good contributor to the CMU offense throughout the year, but you got to calm things down. You got to work as a team here.
Gibbs at the circle, lost the battle. It's a one-timer around the boards for Morgan. Connor Morgan now is trying to work over Beagle, and it's Braden Keel who finds it first. He'll backhand this one across for his line mate, Camaro. Forwards this across, intended for Isaac Gibbs. The Cardinals get the forecheck going. Beagle pushed up to the boards by Camaro. He'll rim it around the end where it's first up. No, not out by Gibbs. Now he'll find some space. Isaac Gibbs, the most recent goal scorer, has Connor Morgan up his way. He'll push to the middle of the ice, and he's taken down. No call, as Gibbs is still slow to get up. Crunched hard to the boards, and a big hit being laid out by Connor Morgan. Camara at the point, flutters one on Cobb, that's easily saved. Brendan Schultz now turns around, intended to find Camara, and he pushes Sampson, and now the Cardinals want a penalty, and I think they're gonna get one. As it was Sampson who got pressed up against without the puck by Sam Camara, and they're gonna send him the one off. I assume it would be for interference. And actually it's gonna be Isaac Gibbs going to the box.
Isaac Gibbs is going to get the misconduct here for mouthing off at the referee. Sam Camaro is going to go off the box.
And they're sending Isaac Gibbs off.
Well, it's going to be a 10-minute misconduct, less than 6:05. Less than 10 minutes to go, so he's
out of this game. He's out of this game. The leading goal scorer, who just had the most recent tally for them to break the dry spell, is out of this game. And Sam Camara has to serve it. 6:05 is left in this hockey game. That is a big blow, to say the least. Officials are still gathered with the bulk of the Chippewas on the ice. It's going to be Brendan Clements with Brendan Schultz, Will Rappoon, and Connor Morgan to kill this off. It's only 2 minutes. Saginaw, who is with a power play goal tonight, 1 for 4, gets another look at it. Brendan Schultz in a race for it against Kubiak. It's first met up there by the captain of the Saginaw Valley State Cardinals. Looking to improve to 7 wins on the year against their arch rivals. Coming 45 minutes west to play this one on this Halloween weekend. Kyle Kubiak now works it down right wing. He's at the point again, looking for O'Flanagan. This power play unit's been busy. Kubiak, one-timer by O'Flanagan, wide of the left post. Tripping call on Camara is the official word. Kubiak again, looks for room, winds up, wide. And first one to it is a Chippewa. He's gonna clear this length of the ice in a hurry. That penalty kill will make wholesale changes, as will the Cardinals. 1 minute exactly left in their 5th power play of the night. Here's O'Flanagan, has to turn heel with pressure coming by Jake Bishop. Now it's McLean. Clean is intercepted. Good job by Bishop to find it, kill more time. Chippewas just waiting until they can get their next strikeout here. Bruce McLean, once again, up the wing for O'Flanagan. Gains the red line, tries to dump this one with a rim where it's met up by Lesser. That's McLean, not able to keep it at the points. And now Jake Bishop, able to keep Lesser away from getting into the offensive zone. 10 seconds left in Saginaw's power play. They haven't been able to muster too much offense from it. Jay Nadeau now, pinned up against the boards. Spencer Messina falls to the ice. Power play is over. Camara's out of the box. He will immediately change with Isaac Hopp. 4 minutes to go in the hockey game. Central is down 3-1, and Isaac Gibbs, who had the most recent tally, was sent off the ice for a 10-minute misconduct. Adrian Porzonic now, through center, tries to work up the left wing. He'll work inside for Nathan Bottles as Cobb came out of his net to play it, and he made the stop. Good hold at the line by Messina. He'll try to work it on the boards for Hopp, and it quite literally hops off the glove of Hopp and out.
Oh, you tried too hard, Devin.
Did I? I did try too hard. Well, nonetheless, teams are going to change, and Reagan, Central, we talked all night about the struggle for offense. We talked about not being able to really sustain the forecheck. We got 3.5 minutes here where they lose another draw. I don't see a lot of difference making out of this group.
And I really think CMU, any life they had off that Isaac Gibbs goal was immediately cut by not only the tripping penalty to Sam Camara, but Isaac Gibbs getting listed off for, I assume, a player to official unsportsmanlike misconduct. And it's times like this where you put your team back in the game, and then the lack of discipline takes over. You can't let it happen.
Camara out of his own trapezoid. They flutter it to Gilgren. Tries to take a whack at it. Finds Beamish. It goes cross ice for Braden Keel. Lucky bounce off his own glass, but it's first there to Russell, who's going to dump and change. Connor Morgan now finds us over the red line. He'll regain possession 1-on-4 as his team is changing. Here's Seth Beagle. Works over his man. Now Brendan Clements has to find this one again, the length of the ice. It will not reach the trapezoid before the Cardinals touch it out. McClellan up the wing. For Sawyer, taken over by Lesser. The ice looking a little slow. This puck is time stopping in its tracks. Julian Johnson now finds room with it. Pursued by Martin. Pushes it to the corner. They'll try and hold it in. Across for Siraki, finds some space. Lifts on the one shot Now the snapshot finally reaches, and it's paddled away easily by Cobb. Here's Sawyer over the red line. Works a shot in as that one awkwardly went off the mask of Zavelson, and he'll cover it. 1:50 to go. We'll let you know when there is the empty net, if there is.
Brennan Martin thought about holding Zavelson there, but and CMU turned the puck over in the offensive end. He was like, go back, go back. And now Zavelson, after taking that shot off the mask, is slow to get up a little bit, dinged up maybe.
Jay Nadu retrieves a water bottle for Zavelson. Needs some fresh water. So officials will give him time to send this one back. Oh, Charlie Hayes, come on. Gotta catch that.
Yeah, almost at it.
Face off won by the Cardinals. Quick snapshot saved to the glove of Zavelson. And despite the score, Reagan, Zavelson has played, I would say, his best game of the year. This
game is looking maybe 9-1, 8-1. If Sam Zavelson isn't playing half as good as he is now, and he has been all game. He's the reason CMU is in this game at this moment.
Funky bounce comes to the front of the net. Jay Nadu on Cobb. And this netminder that has seen the lesser of the chances has still played terrific. That's another one where finally CMU gets a good bounce, and Jay Nadu just can't lift it.
In the end, it's like the funky bounces have gone both ways, but CMU has just caught the worst breaks out of it, and both netminders have been playing really well. You gotta wonder if CMU is going to take a timeout here, and maybe pull.
Yep, exactly what they're doing.
And yeah, timeout is called.
Yep. From Brendan Martin's bench. Let's keep it here. Why not? Let's have a discussion. Sorry, Derek, not giving you your lucky stripes here on this one, but he done a terrific job for this team. Devin Sayre, Rayton Cleaves, Rinkside, late here in the third period. 3 different goal scorers for the Cardinals tonight. Seth Beagle got us opened up at the 13:30 mark of the first. Assist went to Spencer Pickett and Trey Morgan. Then Central held on well in the first period. They evened the shots out. It was 13-14, 14-13 in favor of CMU, but the second period, Reagan, Saginaw just took control of this game. They get a goal very late from Ethan Smith, and right before that, it was a 5-minute major penalty to Josh Gilgren. Since that point, I mean, Saginaw really put Central on their ropes.
Yeah, I mean, really since the opening minute of that second period when Central conceded its first penalty of that period, it was all Saginaw Valley State. SVSU had 4 penalties, 4 power plays in that second period to CMU's 0. So that's really when things turned around.
We'll have the post-game show for you after this one concludes to recap more of the points in all of this one. Now before Central tries to muster one last attack. Empty net is up in their own zone, and it's going to flutter in and wide to the left post. So we'll get a second face-off.
I mean, for CMU, you need to win this draw on the offensive end here. Get that puck in CMU's control, as the draw is going to be to the left here of Cobb. But this is an SVSU team that has played with speed all night and a strength that CMU hasn't been able to match, and they've got to find a way to match it here.
Chaos scramble for it. Russell is there to it first. Gains the red line, looking for the empty net to backhand it, but it's going to stay onside. Jake Bishop has to pin his man to the boards. Central in a 6-on-5 has to find this one free. It comes free in front of the net, and they score. Finished off by Ethan Smith, and there was that pressure that Saginaw just took over on. It's Ethan Smith getting his second of the night, and it's 4-1. That would just about put it away.
Yeah, and great work by Smith in the offensive end there for Saginaw Valley State. He's able to beat out the icing, first of all, pin the puck up against the boards, and once it worked itself free, he was able to beat the Chippewa defense to the puck and overpower them and slip it through. Make it 4-1.
The freshman's 3rd goal of the year. That is top 5 on this team. And a strong showing for the Cardinals. And look out, they've got another try as that one was near side attempted. In by Ethan O'Malley. 43 seconds to go in this hockey game. It's been all Saginaw since the start of the second. Isaac Gibbs, the lone goal on the power play for CMU tonight. gave them life, but he was subsequently sent off 2 minutes later in a 10-minute misconduct. CMU, against their arch rivals out west, are looking at Saginaw to even this series up at 10 wins apiece.
Yeah, and this series, as much as we like to say it's even historically, it's been all Saginaw Valley State there. Now with the eventual win, 4-1, 0-1 in the last six rather.
We get face-off draw in front of CMU's bench. Worked over. Easy save by Zavelson. Pushed to the corner. They'll try and find some room to work with it. 10 seconds left. The Cardinals come into Mount Pleasant and assert their dominance over their arch rivals in a statement. 4-1 victory. One last shot to the net, and it doesn't get there. The Saginaw Valley State Cardinals get the win in game one of this two-game series as their netminder, Brendan Cobb, saves 25 plus in the win. Sam Zavelson faced 30 plus tonight and has to settle for the loss in this one as the Cardinals come into Mount Pleasant and get the win 4-1. Myself and Reagan Cleaves on the other side of this post-game show. Coming up here, we will recap this one and get you some final out-of-town scoreboards. Get you set for tomorrow's rubber match from Saginaw Bay Ice Arena. Final score tonight, 4-1. Saginaw Valley over their rival, Central Michigan. They win in this one on CCHN. Welcome back to Martin Ice Arena and Mount Pleasant for the post-game show presented by SeaMitchIceHockey.com. Devin, Sarah, Reagan, Cleves. The final tonight, Saginaw Valley 4, Central Michigan 1. And Central Michigan struggled a lot to gain forecheck time, especially after the second period. They end up getting a goal on the board from Isaac Gibbs late in the third. It gave them life, but a subsequent 10-minute misconduct penalty sends him off the ice. Saginaw ends up holding on. They get an empty netter. Tonight, it was just Saginaw Valley playing their style of hockey.
Yeah, Saginaw controlled this game from really the start, Devin. And although CMU did a good job in that first period of getting opportunities, they kind of had some momentum early or midway through that period once they were on the power play. Things started to look on the up and up, but it was really soon thereafter that Saginaw took control of the game, scored that opening goal, and then the second period was all Saginaw Valley State.
Yeah, let's take a look at the goal scorers for tonight. Seth Beagle got Saginaw started at the first 8.5-minute mark. Assist to Pickett and Morgan. Sort of a wonky bounce play. It wasn't really one Zalveson could do anything about. It just right place, right time, and it seemed like that set the tone where a lot of the bounces went Saginaw's way.
Yeah, that opening goal was a shot from the bottom of the right circle. Zalveson made the save on the short side, but he kicked it out into the slot. Nobody was home for CMU. Uncovered on the back door was Beagle. He was able to put it home into a wide empty net.
The second period started, and Saginaw was controlling the tempo. They had a lot of power play chances. Central was kind of on their back heel, but late in the period, we saw a 5-minute major penalty to Josh Gilgren for boarding. And then Saginaw couldn't score on it until the final 20 seconds when another penalty was assessed to Brendan Clements. It forced a 5-on-3, and it was Ethan Smith getting his first of the night.
Yeah, and that penalty kill was a masterclass in cycle by Saginaw Valley State, but also a masterclass in net minding by Sam Zalveson. This man stood on his head tonight. He's the reason this game wasn't a 4 or 5 goal deficit for CMU. He kept them in late, only allowing 3 goals tonight on a night where most other goaltenders you probably expect to allow 4 or 5.
As the third period got underway, we were back to 5-on-5, but 25 seconds in, Kyle Kubiak ripped a blast in front of the CMU bench at the point. It fluttered in over the shoulder of Zalveson and made it 3-0 from there. But Central found some life. I mentioned Isaac Gibbs getting a power play goal 6 minutes later. It was a great chance from the right circle over the shoulder of Cobb, who played well himself, but Isaac Gibbs continues to lead this team 5 on the year in goals.
Yeah, and I really think that it was a shot that Cobb wasn't expecting. I think he was expecting a harder shot from Isaac Gibbs, but Isaac Gibbs threw the changeup, and he was able to get it past Cobb and into the back of the net for the first goal and only goal of the game for CMU.
Yeah, then Central was just trying to muster some sort of attack. They pulled the netminder with 2 minutes left, but not before Saginaw was able to regain puck possession time. They pretty much used their speed, got 2-on-4 going the other way, and they put a puck in the net from Ethan Smith. Did a great job to work hard behind the net and eventually get it to the front. We don't have our final shots for you tonight. However, we do know Saginaw mightily outshot CMU in this one. Sam Zalveson saving 30+. Goaltender Cobb having to save 25+ for the Cardinals. And on a night where it looked like Saginaw controlled from the second, I'd say what you just mentioned was the big thing. Let's get to our impact players to develop more of that. Jake Bishop was your player to watch on CMU's side, as well as Christopher Martin. How'd they do tonight?
Yeah, Jake Bishop did a pretty good job, generated a couple of chances. He was part of a 2-on-1 in that third period where in that second period where they were shorthanded. CMU had a 2-on-1. He got the puck from Jay Nadeau, and instead of firing a shot on goal, which if he had elevated it only above the pad of the netminder would have been a surefire goal. Instead, he elects to send it back across the net. It's a decision, but in the heat of the moment, you're excited. The adrenaline gets the best of you. I don't like. It's a confusing play, but it's one that's frankly a little bit understandable. For Chris Martin, he played well too, he played well defensively for CMU, and the story of the game was the defense kind of being overwhelmed by the attack of SVSU and Zalveson bailing them out.
Yeah, on the other side of things, Saginaw had Logan O'Flanagan, their leading scorer from this year. Boy, he had so many good looks, so many one-timers, so many chances, but he only gets an assist tonight. Meanwhile, Kyle Kubiak gets a goal.
Yeah, and Logan O'Flanagan, as much and as obviously as the 16 goals and 8 assists stand out, I think one thing that those numbers don't show you is how good he is in the face-off circle, Devin. Every time he seemed to dig in against a CMU Chippewa, the draw was over before it began. It was clean wins for Logan O'Flanagan all night long. He played really well, not only in the face-off circle, but also generating that offense.
Reagan, your keys to the game, Central in a tough match, like you mentioned, how'd they do in that regard?
Well, they used their speed early. They were able to get back into the game, but toward the end of the game, playing the second half, that key to play smart kind of drifted away from them. A couple of penalties that you probably don't want to take, with that Gilgren 5-minute major along with the Isaac Gibbs 10-minute misconduct that kind of seals the deal and kills any momentum you had going. Second key to the game was stay in control and don't let SVSU bully you. That was the second period. SVSU took control of this game. They bullied CMU up and down the ice. Chippewas really didn't get anything going in that second period. And thirdly, top guys have to contribute. And I will say, I think CMU did a good job on this tonight. Although they didn't get on the scoreboard, Nathan Bottles and Andrew Porzonik back on that top line created many good chances, especially late in that third period. Isaac Gibbs gets the lone goal for CMU. So a bit of a highlight for CMU is their top guys seeming to get a little bit more momentum as they keep going.
Yeah, and you hope to see those two line who have so much chemistry together as two of the best players and two of the best friends on this team. We talk so much about the chemistry. You know, Charlie Hayes is still behind the bench there, and I hear all about the laughs that they have and how much fun they have in practice. So it's good to see those two playing together once again. Now looking at our 3 stars tonight, starting with our third, it has to go to Sam Zavelson. Stood on his head. This looked like the best performance out of the 5 or so we've seen from him this year.
And I will say, the thing that we really didn't mention at all during the broadcast, Evan, was the fact that Zavelson was chased in the first 10 minutes of that game against Lawrence Tech. 4 goals in 10 minutes. That it felt like the momentum had been torn away from Zavelson, but he played really, really well in this game. A great bounce-back game for Zavy.
Yeah, our second star tonight was Ethan Smith with his 2 goals tonight. The first one in the second period late with the power play, and then the empty netter late in this one. A player that was just complimenting a power play group. You know, I think you could give the entire star to the rest of this Saginaw Valley power play.
Yeah, Saginaw Valley played really, really well on the power play. They were given a lot of chances, much to the chagrin of a couple of some CMU fans, but really, I think Saginaw did very good on this power play, and that really powered them to victory.
Yeah, final first star tonight goes, or sorry, I went backwards, my friend. Look, I still can't get these right for the life of me. Our second star was Brendan Cobb, the netminder for Saginaw Valley, and then the first star went to Ethan Smith. Darn it. But that's okay, because a lot scarier things went on this weekend than me messing that one up. So, could make a joke about this one here. We had an intro about Cardinals and haunted houses, and we didn't mention Wayside, but that's another thing for another time. Looking at now our next game's coming up. As you grin. Good to be back with you, buddy.
It's good to have you
CMU
back.
falls to 3-5-0-1 in the year. Saginaw improves to 7-3-0-1. They've got a rubber match tomorrow in Saginaw Bay Ice Arena, one of the most hostile environments in the ACHA. They pack this barn with their fans. It's going to be the bigger game of the two, I'd say.
Yeah, and this not only is one of the most hostile environments in the ACHA, it's also one of the hardest to beat Saginaw in. They are 15-4 in the last 2 seasons at the Bay, as they call it, and we've been there the last couple of years. This is CMU was able to battle back from a 3-goal deficit 2 years ago to force a tie at the Bay before last year. Saginaw came back and made it a 4-3 win, but this is a tough environment to play. I do think, though, Central Michigan, if they can come out hard, they need to play a complete game, which they have the building blocks to do that from tonight. They played well, don't get me wrong, but SVSU just came out and played the better hockey game.
Some of our out-of-towns we didn't mention yet, but we will now. Arizona State trounces Adrian College 8-1. The Bulldogs still looking for their first win of the season. Meanwhile, Lawrence Tech 3-1 over Northwood, but a good showing for a young team that is coming off their first ever win as a reinstated program. They announced a couple of days ago they'd be going to ACHA Men's Division I starting in 2024-25. So, for our alumni here at CMU, Jordan Cooper, that is so cool to see for him. Proud of what he's doing over there with a young squad.
Yeah, he's practically rebuilt the program at Northwood. 2 years in a row, they couldn't form a team after forming one and holding a team during the COVID year. So it was a bit of a downer for Northwood, who's been a perennial member of the MCHC. Good to have them back, if it is only just for 1 year.
And how about the jerseys and the new locker room and the rink? It's a great thing going on over there in Midland. And our friends down the street following this one tonight, but with a good showing against the top team in Lawrence Tech. Our final out-of-town scoreboard to report. Oakland is with the visiting New Mexico. I don't even know what that team's nickname is. I apologize.
The Lobos.
The Lobos.
Believe, yeah.
Thank you. It's a
wolf.
unique one.
I think it's a wolf.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what that looks like in their logo when
yeah.
you see like the New Mexico and the wolf with the gray. I like that nickname a lot.
Not a bad nickname.
Yeah, New Mexico was a good team, especially 2 years ago when they made the national tournament. Didn't get there last year, but they are out west. So on a Michigan tour right now, they're tied 2-2 in the second period at the end of that one with the Golden Grizzlies. Finally, the Grand Rapids Griffins against the Cleveland Monsters. It is 3-2 now in overtime, right? And
Overtime
Cleveland
loss.
won that?
Yeah. Cleveland ended up winning that. Grand Rapids, though, came back from a 2-0 deficit. They were able to tie the game and earn the point in that one.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Red Wings have an off day, but they visit Boston tomorrow. Hey, we didn't really get into this at all. All right, well, let's do it right now.
Tomorrow.
Okay, look, hey, the Red Wings are off to a 5-2-1 start. Very good. Your Bruins are undefeated, though. I am really excited to see whether DeBrincat gets to flash the letter against one of the best netminders in the NHL. Tell me what you expect out of that.
It should be a fun one, and I mean, both these teams, I believe, are going to be contenders for the division, if not going forward into the playoffs. But it's early in the season. This is really the biggest test for both teams, with Detroit not having lost since opening night against New Jersey, and for Boston out of that 6-0 start.
Hey, you got a jersey?
Yeah. Did I bring my Tuca jersey? I think I have my Tuca jersey.
What do you say tomorrow we wear those all day, and then we get ready for the broadcast afterwards? Maybe even throw it on during it. Depends on how it goes, though. We'll see. We'll see. Well, our broadcast time is scheduled for, get ready for this, 9:05. So we're going to be able to watch some of that game beforehand. Buddy, we got a short drive, but we got a long night.
Yeah, it's always fun in Saginaw. The late starts every year we seem to go down there. It's fun, late night hockey at a packed Saginaw Bay Ice Arena.
Well, we hope you all will join us for that spooktacular finale to this wonderful series. I had to use it. Thanks again to our entire production team here, MHTV, Moorhall Television, for providing us the equipment you see used tonight here on CCHN. Our producer tonight was Derek Steele. Our cameraman was Hayden Scott. Great job to both of you gentlemen at this home rink tonight that had a good crowd. Special shout out to Michael Rosenkrantz for giving us the stats up here. You're running around a lot tonight, buddy. Thank you for that. As always, Joe Lazier, our social media man, doing a great job on Twitter, Instagram. Make sure to go follow at CMU D3 Hockey for all updates and whatever funny posts he has coming. Hasn't had a lot of funny stuff to post about recently, but he does a great job as always. That's just going to do it for our coverage tonight here from Martin Ice Arena, as these two MCHC rivals open their play with Saginaw Valley making the better of the two halves. 4-1, the final. Saginaw Valley gets the win over Central Michigan. Once again, for our entire production crew and Reagan Cleaves, my name is Devin Sarah, saying so long. Be sure to join us from Saginaw Bay Ice Arena tomorrow for a 9:30 puck drop. Until then, we say so long and have a wonderful night.